Yeah!
I got something to say.
I got wait, I got something to say. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, welcome to Weekly Geek. This is quite the Weekly Geek. Not only are we going to cover some news, we got some box office to talk about. Well, I guess first of all, I'm in pain, Travis Snell. I'm joined by.
I am the Rue Kirkland Patzer. It's kind of
Yeah.
cool. I like the way you did that. That's like a Dragon Ball Z reference if you didn't know.
That's not what I was referencing. I was referencing the NWO, Scott Hall. They did that a lot when people are coming down the entrance ramp, and then Hogan would come out and he'd be like air surfing and stuff. Very cool group. There's definitely some NWO isms in the Wolf Order. The acronyms are TWO, so there you go. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a packed, loaded episode. We're going to talk about box office for this past weekend, the highs and lows. We're going to talk about June with a bunch of tracking that's come out. I forgot to pull up the notes, so that's going to be fun. We're going to do that live on air. We got some Patreon questions. At the end of this cast, we got the Backrooms spoilers review. So what's going to happen is, yes, it's over, boys. We're free. So how the show's going to go, for people that are watching live, we are going to do Euphoria first because it's fresh. People on the audio, you'll have no idea because I separate them and you're good to go. It starts off with news and then back half. But if you're watching live, we're going to do Euphoria, news, Patreon questions, and then Backrooms at the end. Because I imagine, well, actually, I don't know. I was going to say, I imagine lots of people haven't seen as much, but had a massive weekend. We'll talk about that. So lots of interesting, good topics. Are those topics good in themselves? We will find out. As usual, everything you need to know is down below. But we're going to get right into it. Obviously, we've been waiting a long time. Euphoria season 3 finally came out. We had the whole band back together, and then it has been week after week of controversy and I don't know, just missteps, putting it lightly. You can say a lot of people were either upset or confused with said show, right? And I don't think much people like us were probably like, oh, the finale is going to save it all. But it was still, hey, how are they going to end it all? You know, this is still season 3. There's a lot of characters we care and love. There's a lot of storylines that maybe could be resolved in a somewhat decent way. There's a lot of actors, maybe get some great performances. And did we get all that? Who knows? So, yeah, this is full spoilers for Euphoria. So if you've not seen the episode, now's your time to bow out and come back. But I don't know. Save yourself. If you've not watched the season finale, don't. You know, just keep it like that. But Kirkland Patzer, we've been on quite the journey with Euphoria. What did you think of how it all ended? Because I'm going to go out on a whim and say this is the series finale. I think there's no, like, also lots of developments in the episode, but I'm going to say there's no fucking way there is a season 4. We do have a question about that, so we'll get that later. But I'm going to say the series finale for Euphoria. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's an interesting feeling because I don't feel that different, I think, than going into it. I'm not like positive that it's over. Like in one hand I am, but like I feel like my immediate feeling, it should be like I should feel like Frodo throwing the ring in the fire. Like, okay, that was a lot of pain, but like it's done. Like it's such a just massive release. These weeks I've not been good watching. Of course, the reviews and episodes that we've been doing attached to them have been really fun. Most of that isn't even because of the reviews. We just ended up doing some fun little weekly geeks topics here. But like, I don't know, like watching this episode, like, I guess, well, yeah, spoilers, right? We're going right into it?
Full spoilers.
Okay. There's like flashback shots to like maybe like locations or like scenes to like earlier season stuff, like season 1 or season 2. And I'm like, man, like I kind of forgot about some of these places and just how peak the show really was. And just like having that actually in this episode with like combined with just the absolute hot shit garbage.
There's a show I liked.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I forgot about some of these places. Yeah, like the Fez and Rue stuff. Like, oh yeah, it was sweet in there. And obviously, like I wouldn't like that. The lack of Fez is by no means why this season was so bad. But yeah, just a very. It's just really distance, not just quality, but just like the storylines and stuff that we do, just the characters' motivations. Just it's so distance to what those first 2 seasons were, and it's a real damn shame. I didn't even think we were gonna see Hunter Schafer in this episode like at all. Doesn't say a single word, so like I don't know if I'd really count that. Like I guess they showed every character at some point, but Yeah, it's just really, really like I don't want to say surprise because that could be like a positive spin, but just I was head scratched on what we ended up doing with like our final goodbyes with some characters. I don't know why I'm speaking in riddles like it is spoilers. Like just the way that we sent out Rue, like the start of the episode. I'm like, man, imagine if she gets like overdosed this season. Like we go through the whole drug addiction thing in season 1, season 2. She's like past that now, and then that's just how we kill the character off is by drug overdose. And then by the end of the episode, that is what happened, and it's just like, oh yeah, wow, okay, we actually did that. Ollie goes basically Keanu Reeves at the end, like a much lesser extent, but John Wick never saw that coming at all. So I guess that's like a surprise. I never thought he'd be sawing off a shotgun and going in there to just blow away Alamo, take out Marshawn Lynch's junk, and all that stuff. But yeah, overall, just really like unsatisfied with the conclusions of what happened. I think Coleman Domingo, like just him was like a bright spot in this episode because he's just so fantastic. Like him finding Rue, like that was like, okay, yeah, they're kind of getting me some emotion here, but it's just because his performance. Like obviously Rue's not doing anything; she's just a corpse in that moment. But just having Coleman like find her. I was watching this with Shay, and she thought the first time, like when he wakes up, like it was gonna be that. So I guess they somewhat kind of got us on the like, oh, okay, she didn't actually overdose herself, but then no, she did. This is just like she's seen her whole life kind of flash before her eyes before she actually dies. And
well,
then
technically she didn't OD, right?
Is that true? Like, if
yeah,
it's
that's
not
true.
herself, but if somebody doses you, you're still overdosing.
Yeah, like I guess it's just not in the overdose sense that she was trying to actively like take a lot of drugs or kill herself. Someone replaced
it's like, not like she relapsed
painkillers with fentanyl, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a murder more. I would say she's murdered. I know she technically. Well, even then, did she overdose? If you just swallow like 2 fentanyl pills, like I don't know what fentanyl does to you, but I'm sure that's not great. So I think that's murder.
I think it's like the effects on you're right. I like it is murder at the end of the day, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just want to clear Rue's name, you know. She didn't succumb to her dark urges, you know.
Yeah. So no, you're right.
Poisoned. Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go. That's probably better terminology. Because like when he first gives her the pills, of course it's like, okay, yeah, she's just gonna be.
I was thinking about that too, Mike. Maddie basically killed Rue. Nah, she set it up. Yeah. She set it in motion.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when Alamo first gives her the pills, like I thought it was gonna just go that route because he says they're Percocets. She used to be addicted to Percocets, right? Like it just couldn't actually go that way. But okay, it's laced with poison, or laced with fentanyl.
Addicted at the end of the
day, yeah, didn't kill him. Nothing's fucking killing Perker.
He would have showed up to Alamo. Angle slamming everybody, moonsaulting.
Mouth guard in. He puts on like the bike lock on the door, and then just puts on his mouth guard.
Just bites Marshawn, licks dick off and everything. No gun needed there. So
I mean, we could break down what we want to break down, but overall, definitely unsatisfied. And that book is just closed now. I don't have to expose myself to any more of that garbage. I think it'll be like it's going to take a lot for me to get back on a Sam Levinson project after this. And I haven't even seen Idol, just from what I've heard. Yeah. It's like hot garbage, but just if I see that name coming forward, it's be like, okay, yeah, I'm probably out unless it's
Run.
I don't even know what it would be. It's just positive word of mouth afterwards. Like I probably wouldn't be jumping on right on release, no matter what it is, whether it's a new series or a movie.
Yeah, not on release. It would have to be something we cover elsewhere, like Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. And I would think there's no fucking shot that's ever happening, right? Like, I don't think they're going to announce, like, the Wolverine movie's directed by Sam Levinson. So I think, I'm very happy to stay away from Sam Levinson for a very long time after. Because I did watch The Idol. So I got The Idol and this back to back. And that's a lot. This is worse than The Idol because The Idol was, like, not a great show. But it's still, like, made sense with the world that they laid out here, where this is, I just said to Emily, like, imagine watching Euphoria season 1 and someone tells you, oh, the show's gonna end with that guy, you know, who's Rue's what the hell is it called?
Sponsor?
sponsor, he's going to be going into a club, and yeah, it's going to turn into a full action movie. The whole ending is an action movie. The last one, and the problem is, and I got this. I understand people's critiques of the movie, but I don't have that same thing. I was fine with it. But a lot of people, I remember when the Batman came out, said like, "Oh, it's just kind of deliberately slow, right? It takes its time. It's a very slow moving, very methodical, but very kind of just ambient type of movie." Which some people, okay, let's move on. That was a lot of this entire season, but this finale especially. Like, I was already checking out. I was making the baby's bottles. Like, I would still be able to look over it, but I'm like, I know the scene of Ali getting in the bar is going to take like 20, 25 minutes, and it did, right? Everything seemed bolts drop slow motion. Like, I don't know, man. It is kind of crazy. Like, for me, it's not hyperbolic for me. I say it's like the worst final season, the worst final episode I've ever seen. Like Game of Thrones, How I Met Your Mother, Dexter. Like, this takes the fucking cake. It's such a crazy decline to go from where it is. And again, this is a show about high schoolers, and then it's like, okay, there's a action scene between Ollie and Alamo, and they're doing a Texas standoff. It's just, what are we doing here? I really don't know. I have to tell myself that they signed Sam Levinson on for 6 seasons of Euphoria, and he's like, how can I make a dog shit season so I don't gotta do 6 more seasons? That's the only thing I would get this. Like, because even The Idol, like I said, it's lower quality, but it's not like such a misfire like this. It's not good, but this is just on a different level. And yeah, for this to be the ending of so many of the characters, and just every single one being unsatisfying is kind of crazy. Because even Ali at the end of the day is like, life shit, AA shit, none of this works, fuck you all, I'm out of here. So it's just like, okay, so there's no path for drug addicts, there's no way back. Ali's just given up, right? That's what his message is.
Yeah, I was so unsatisfied with that, honestly. Like,
it's my last meeting because fuck you all.
Good performance. Yeah, like he was showing emotion there for sure, but I'm like really? Just now looking back on, like, if I ever rewatched episode or season 1, season 2, it's like, man, this guy just ends up saying fuck all this shit. I'm not
Yeah.
this stuff doesn't work. You should just go kill whoever dealt you the drugs in the first place.
And again, too, it's he knows she didn't overdose. He tested the drugs. He knows it's fentanyl. So and he's there to go take out Alamo because he took out Rue. That's why would he, like, she didn't die. That'd make more sense. But she didn't die because she felt the way and OD'd. She was poisoned. So why is he like, fuck y'all, this life, not for you. Shit, man, it's not for me. Fuck everybody. You just imagine your first day, like, can't wait to get clean, gonna get my family back, and life sucks, and then you die. Fuck you all. It's just like, and he's growing the beard. It's just. Oh yeah, it's not great. And then of course, like, it's so funny that the whole season since episode 1 they've been putting Rue's life on the line, and then finally the final season, like we said, right? We said, like, if they're gonna kill her, it's gonna be in the final episode. And man, that's where, from her not being in the wedding episode to other things, there definitely was like even if you somehow, if this is the biggest show of all time and you make Euphoria season 4, you ain't fucking bringing me back, because I think that Zendaya wanted the fuck out of there. You could maybe make the case for Jacob Elordi too, because then again, it's just crazy. We lost him, and it doesn't even really feel like we lost him in this show, right? Because not only because the storyline bad, but just, okay, so we pick up right away, because if people are listening along that didn't, I guess we should clarify that. Rue steals some shit from the Wayne compound or anything like that, whatever those people are, right? Lori, she gets away. Marshawn Lynch, and that just summed up my whole series, when she's being dragged by a horse, and then someone shoots like with a sniper shot. And they go to hill and they zoom out, and it's Marshawn Lynch with a sniper rifle. I'm like, oh yeah, that's this season in a nutshell, right? And then she gets away. She's very hurt. So then Alamo gives her Percocets and she's even like, I don't know if I should take these. He's like, it's not fucks with you mentally, just for your back pain, which again, that doesn't also make sense. Ruth should know that. Joking aside, we have Kurt Angle there. The reason he got the name Kurt is because he got addicted to fucking Percocets and he became a machine in the ring, right? So it's not like, that's not applicable. He did. He became one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But don't take Percocets, But like, you can still get addicted to Percocets. So that it's just body, not mind. No. That's, someone can replace one addiction with another, right? So what really it was, though, he was setting her up because they had put fentanyl in there. So it was the poisoner. So when she swallowed that, so she went to Ali's. She's just there, like, in pain, need a place to stay. He's like, oh, you could, that couch is always yours. And then she takes it one, and I'll give that, because I was confused at first. she goes down, she goes to sleep, she wakes up to the news, and they're talking about Fezco's like got out. They're showing parkour and stuff, and I'm like, all right, one, we're spending time with Fezco, who's dead, and like we haven't spent at all time this whole season. What are we gonna do here? But two, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? What's gonna happen here? Is he just gonna get away? Is she gonna talk to him through a wall? Are they literally gonna show this guy get fucking shot off screen? Like, I'm like, what are they gonna do here, right? And then the police chase her. She goes home to hide. She sees her mom. And it's like this big happy reunion. But then things get like a little discolored, and you can clearly tell, okay, it's a dream sequence. They cut to Rue. She's reaching for the fucking Infinity Stones, and she's had pretty much the whole. You see her entire life flash before your eyes before you die, and she dies. She was poisoned. She just took a Percocet to help with her back pain. Alamo did that because he found out that obviously she was working for the DEA, which I was like, why is he so happy? And they're like, okay, she drugged him. And then what happens is they jump 2 months later because when Allie's like, I fucking hate you all, that he's like, it's been a couple months.
Did it show 2 months later? Because I totally missed.
No, Allie said that. He's like, I lost my friend a couple months ago. It really fucked me up.
Yeah.
And I love her. So he said a couple months, and that's why some things have changed. But to round this all back, Cassie, last episode, loses Nate Jacobs, aka Jacob Elordi, her husband. So her and Maddie are in a bar. They're sitting there, sad, don't know what to do. Maddie says, I don't know what I'm going to do. Sydney Sweeney gets up, sits by her. We'll figure it out together. Leans on her head. And that's it. And Sydney Sweeney later, like granted, she was in the season a lot, but later has one other scene. And it's like a fine scene talking about the Bible, but she has to play this dumb character. But yeah, like the death of Nate Jacobs, I thought, oh, could we maybe get another Eric Dane? Maybe not. Like all this type of stuff, right? And I just, man, I like what we already said that with Nate Jacobs, but even more ways. There's not even some juice that could have squeezed from that orange as far as, okay, we could get some good stuff with Nate Jacobs. Because then you kill Rue, like first part of this episode, and now Nate's death doesn't really matter at all. Not saying it shouldn't matter over Rue's, but it's like you could give some time to do some things with that. As we said, he should have died earlier. But yeah, they didn't do really anything with Cassie at all. She's just living in that house, making OnlyFans content, you know?
Yeah, I was, I don't know why I was, like, thinking that maybe they're going to give us some satisfying scenes of, like, Maddie and Cassie talking about Nate. Stuff like that, you know, things that could make sense coming from kind of what their dynamic was and how messy it was.
Why was Maddie upset at that wedding,
season.
Kirkland? Why was Maddie upset at that wedding?
No idea. Absolutely, I have no idea.
Nothing. Never talked about. Just
yeah.
Guess it's getting to her. What's getting to her? What?
Yeah. So that was that was just worse because like what you kind of already were hinting at is like I pretty much forgot Nate Jacobs was like even in this season, but then they like remind us of like, oh no, he wasn't this season. Remember how bad we fucked up the ending of this character? Don't forget he was in here. So like just the fact they're doing that again, I'm like, oh right, yeah, they just completely fucking butchered Nate Jacobs' character. They brought in Nas, this like completely useless character that just gets fucked up by Alamo in like 4 seconds. Like I can't believe we dragged that whole sequence on for however many episodes that we did. And yeah, it's just I guess Cassie's just sad. Nate's gone.
And why? Because even when we picked up to the premiere, it didn't seem like they had a good relationship. It seemed like they had like a very faker like issues. So it's like, why is she looking at this like, oh my husband, you know?
Yeah, my only like comment I could say, playing devil's advocate, is like, well, it's just because of kind of how she idolized him. I think from the previous season, like just pulling from that, right? Like
I guess
because she was so insecure in herself that like she's getting some sort of, I don't know, satisfaction of like just being his side piece. But like I feel like we should be so past that by this point in this show, like with how much money she's made on her own. Like clearly she doesn't need Nate Jacobs. Like they could even make
she's no arc. I feel like she's no arc whatsoever.
Yeah, no, there's no arc at all. But like there is a moment in this when she is making money, and I feel like her character has a somewhat realization of like, oh, I can actually just do this on my own. But it just comes and goes, and she's still
calling Nate, and she's sending him money, and I can't wait to get back to you, baby. Like we talked about that, right? She does when she leaves him. It felt like okay, fuck you, like figure it out on your own. Yeah. But then it's just like, nah, she's still slumming it. Like we talked about before, it's not like this Nate Jacobs had anything going. He was like a weak version of himself. He didn't have the money. He's lying. So it's like, what is there to love? And like, I guess someone might be like, oh, well, they're together for 5 years. Yeah, I get that. But that doesn't mean it's a great relationship. Like it didn't start as a great relationship. So
I definitely don't think it was ever a positive relationship, even though we don't see those moments in those 5 years.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. So that happens, and Mike says also, am I wrong, or were Maddie and Cassie implied to be dating at the end? I kind of got that with what they said. There's some line or some interaction they had before we went to go see Alan, which pretended liked him, but I think they might have been going for that. But like, I don't honestly give two shits one way or another. Not about your question,
Yeah.
like just about like the shit. Like I wouldn't be like, okay, cool. Like again, that could have been a that we have a question after that could be an interesting arc of imagine it starts with them fighting the season over Nate, and then they realize the reason they're actually just mad at each other is because they actually like each other, and it's like oh shit, and then Nate like gets pushed out. Imagine that finale ends with Nate looking outside his fucking mansion, and now Maddie and Cassie are together as a couple, and he's just got fuck all, and it's just like karma got like to me that's more karma. Like obviously he did go through a lot with the fingers and the toes and the snake, but like I think Nate Jacobs never got like the mental karma, because even that episode in season 2 when Fezco beat the shit out of him, next episode he was like smiling and laughing in the hospital bed. So like I feel like he need to be brought down a little bit more. But again, even this season, we don't know. He could have changed to been like a fine person. We didn't see anything. They set him up to be a liar. Was a liar in some cases, but the whole flower thing, he was telling the truth. So like he wasn't even a liar in that sense. He did get fucked over by. So it's just like. I get it. He was a bad. I could see the argument from somebody. I'm sure that's what they would say. Like, oh, he was such a bad guy in season 1, season 2. Was the karma here. It's like I guess, but with it being 5 years later, you need to reinforce that because, But maybe not. That's what I was gonna say. Maybe people can change, but look at Ali, right? Fuck, man, nothing ever goes right. So Sam Levinson's just like, no, you don't change. Life's just still shit. And
that's the lesson to take out of the show.
Like Ali's ready to go to prison and throw it all away. Tarantino fan film. That's what Last 3 Minutes was. It was less than wishes he could do. Yeah, man, it was definitely like trying to invoke like Django and stuff. And I won't say I'll never, but like it's like we already talked about at the beginning of this episode. It's gonna be a long time before I touch anything with that director and writer's prints on it. Maybe he's just riding to the sunset, get the money and go. Rue died.
Yeah.
She died.
She did die. I mean, what else to say?
I was happy about it because I wasn't. I was happy in the sense of like now I know they'll never do Euphoria 4. Not that I don't think actually I would have watched it though at this state. I would have said goodbye, but I just laughed and I literally did when Ollie found her on the couch. I started to laugh because they're trying to make us feel bad. And again, what really arc did this character have? Like
really?
what did they achieve here? They found God, and even then the finding God storyline was so juggled.
So it's like not firm at all.
They would drop it a couple episodes and
story.
come back to it. Like it's not like it's fair. Like even though I'm not the most religious person, if you do this I'm completely fine if someone finds Jesus or God or second coming or whatever. Sure. Just show me that story then. Like, get me to that. Don't have like Maddie or what's Lexi at the end being like, oh, like I finally read the Bible. There's some pretty cool stuff in there. It's like, what?
Like, that was super weird.
I don't know what Rue's like. Rue's just now like, and I guess you could have made that case before, but again, this season just ends in a very pessimistic way with Nate Jacobs and Ali and Rue. It's like. Yeah, now in season 2, when she's like after high school, like I'm gonna fix my life up. Nah, she just fucking gets into more drugs and crime, and she dies because of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
It really seemed like they had no idea what they wanted to do with Rue, like from the get go, because they have like the coming to Jesus stuff of like her finding God, which is just so like wishy washy throughout the whole thing. Like it seems like she completely just forgets about it, and then something happens. She's like, "Oh, God, talk to me," and then she has like a scene of just like. Quoting biblical scripture, and then like the next day it just seems like she's so not in that wheelhouse anymore. There's like some things with Jules that we like dipped our toes in. I'm not even gonna say put your foot in, like that was so surface level like effort there at all. Their scenes were like fine together, but like it just seems so random. So that stuff was super random. Her work with like the DEA and like gonna have an out with that, like that was so not concluded like at all, really, right? Like the DEA, they just fuck up, and well, Rue's dead now, so I guess that's just that, and they're
Almost
gonna get
dead
nothing
now
out
too,
of it.
though.
Alamo's dead now too.
So
Lori's
DA
dead
did
now
nothing.
too. I also assume that like the neo-Nazi guys, like they're just gonna like get out now, right? Like the people that didn't kill themselves, like the one guy that got shot by Marshawn.
But he'd do prison.
But they didn't find drugs, right?
No.
I guess maybe in the house. I guess.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure there's something
they had
bad in there.
So fair
I'm
enough.
sure.
And like
Yeah.
just the fact they have got. Well, I don't know. Yeah. So I would assume they're going to jail, except for Faye and Wayne. They just fled, and now they're just gone.
I said to Emily, I'm like, like, not that I care about those characters, but like, what happened to them? Oh no, they just got away.
Oh man,
and even
Sam Levinson's gonna do a follow-up show with just those.
He
characters.
wants to. He wants to. I won't take it from him, but I'll take a show where Ollie's the fucking Punisher and he's going around killing people. Be Ollie tracking them down.
Him and Kitty or Candy, whatever her name is. She got
Kitty.
her new ass.
Yeah, Kitty. And even then, why didn't he tell the rest of his family that it was a setup? Why did he just take Faye and ride away on a horse?
I took it like they were having some butting head moments, right? But that's me assuming.
Worth them dying. Yeah. Sometimes these chats. Bye, George Foreman. Are you guys rainbow flag ? Guys. No, we're straight as an arrow. I can never get over I can appreciate the man body and a handsome man. And yeah, maybe be attracted to the man, but shout out to the bi men or bi women or straight women. Just can't get past the penis, man. I've never looked at it and been like, yeah, that's what I'm going for,
You see a lot of them in our group chat.
I see a lot of them, and I'm waiting one day to wake up and be like, that's today. And I've always said I wish I would have been bisexual. There would have been more options as a dater being bisexual, but no, I didn't go down that route. So, man, no, never went back. But the op says we fully support it here. We don't care what you do as long as you're good to people. We don't care if you're asexual, pansexual, all the sexuals. Just be happy, do whatever you want, man. We literally don't care. Superman Mike says, never went back to the movie stuff. Yeah, Lexi gets a dumb Bible monologue. Yeah, which was a weird thing to have them try to pitch on OnlyFans, but Sharon Stone a couple episodes goes like, you're good at this. You could have a have a future in this. And
what a waste.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Good. Nice to see it from the Philippines. You could cut. I didn't mean to click on that. You could cut Hunter Schafer out this whole season, and you lose like 10 minutes, and all of it is useless. They had no idea what to do with her. Yeah, you really could, because it really doesn't impact Rue's arc at all, and like
does nothing with Nate Jacobs, right? Like we get a scene between her and
you love who you love,
Eric Dane.
Yeah, I'm not saying that was worth everything. That was a good scene, though. I enjoyed that, but like still, that being the best scene should not be the case. And like what? So you got Hunter Schafer. This is the way she's, I imagine, directed, not her, because I know she can act it. She's not like barely teary-eyed, and she's gonna be sad and paint a picture of Rue after she smacked the shit out of her. Like that's their last scene. And again, a couple weeks ago, I said I would be fine if that was the last scene, if that was a Rue moment to be like, you know what? Yeah, fuck you. Like, I'm not like, if you want to, because if they wanted it, I don't think that they did that with Ali. They did that with Nate Jacobs and a little bit of Rue. But if they wanted to take the case of, we are going to make Hunter Schafer villainous in a way where it's been 5 years and yeah, she's just down to be with this doctor and kind of be shitty to Rue and say this stuff, even though I don't think she was shitty to Rue, because she was literally like, pick me, choose me, love me. Like she gave that whole speech, right? But if they want to, I could see an arc, and that comes into some of your question, May, which we'll get to. I could see an arc where it's like, you know what? I've just been still latching you from high school, but I gotta fucking break away from you, and that was last straw. And one day you're gonna be here with this doctor and realize, man, my life's pathetic while I'm out there living the life I want and a good life. But no, she's fucking dead now, right? So it's like there's no resolution. So I would have been fine with the hit being the last scene they shared together as like a wake up call for Rue being like, you know what? Yeah, like just like Jules and Maddie said, yeah, fuck high school. Like I'm just being nostalgic. But no, her last experience with Jules is getting abused. And it's like it's just a smack, but still getting hit and then dead.
Yeah, I think I could have even taken. Not that this would have saved anything, because I completely agree. I think you absolutely could have cut Hunter Schafer, which
sadly,
like knowing what I know now coming into the season, I would have preferred that. But like that's crazy that I would have preferred that, because that was one of the most interesting characters in the entire show of Euphoria. Like out of anyone, if we're doing a draft, who do you not want to have in the season? That's like one of the last people I would probably pick to have in season 3. But now seeing this, I'm like, yeah, take Nate Jacobs out of it, take Hunter Schafer out of it. Like the two arguably most interesting characters for me personally from season 1, season 2.
If they got to be in it, then again with Nate Jacobs, I go with your pitch that they kill him at the wedding, and they do more with Nate in that episode. Though you make it like a full Nate episode, you even make him snap once at that wedding, and then you get your whole Nate Jacobs like a buffet. The emotion, he either sleeps with Maddie or Jules at the wedding, something. I get some juice in there, but kill him there. And what I would have done with Hunter Schafer then is, let's say, and who knows, maybe it's a scheduling thing, I don't know, right? Maybe it's just could have been that she's doing other stuff and it's like, I can only do X, Y, and Z. What I would have, just simple stuff. And again, this goes into Maddie's question, so this is answering a little bit for season 3, but have an episode where, wouldn't that fuck Rue up the next time she meets Jules at the wedding or whatnot, and Rue Jules is just like not this prostitute storyline, is actually like happy and married and moved on, and that would like even suck for Rue more of like, man, I'm still the same place I am in high school, and it's not even like a place where she can get Jules. Like there's still like an attraction and like a will they won't they, but Jules is happily with somebody, a guy, girl, whoever, and it's like, sorry, like I figured it out and you have to too, you know, like that sort of way. Like there could be a good one-off episode with Jules, and I would take that of like, oh, it's actually on the season, but we had a good solid Jules and Rule episode, and you could be like, maybe Jules is thinking about cheating but she doesn't, and you could find some things there. But no, we got this weird thing where they meet back together, they semi-hook up, Jules says, you know, figure it out, you got to pick me. And then Rue calls her out on being with this fucking rich guy and not leave his family, which I don't think, like, that's the thing with the Jules character. When she got hit, she's like, this guy's never going to fucking leave his family. We never once had the Jules character actively saying that, like, oh, this guy's one day going to leave his family. It seemed like she was just pretty fine to be, like, fucked and live in this very expensive hotel. Yeah. Like, it didn't seem like she was really pining.
Just Rapunzel, basically.
Yeah. Right? I would get that of, like, no, I love this guy, and what he said one day. No, that was never a scene. Even the last scene when the doctor was like, I fucking like you, but I love my family more. Don't make me do anything. She's like, okay.
Don't get me an STD.
yeah. So, shit, Jules, what'd you do? But yeah, you could, which is sad. Maddie says, yeah, we've done this a few times, Maddie, but yeah, it doesn't seem to end with Rue getting come to Jesus mode as well. Haven't rewatched since it came out, but I remember ending with her praying in a church. She does that, and then she also just like has. It's maybe not even insinuating they're going to date, but the play ends and Jules sits to her, and it almost seems like they're going to start up or try to start up, and Rue's just kisses her on the forehead and kind of just like, yeah, you know what, this is the end of the road. Like, we're almost in a way like we're not good for each other. Like, I love you, but we're not going to figure out. For me, I will never rewatch. I will rewatch those first 2 seasons because they were great. It's a bad taste in my mouth now, but that's where the show ended. This is a weird fanfic. Yeah, this is like someone else took a drug, because we even said, and that's a good thing with season 2, it could have ended right there. For almost all the storylines are closed loop. And yeah, you could end the show right there. And I'd much rather have Rue and Jules not together, which I thought they'd end up together to end the show. Not all. Rue's fucking dead, which is crazy. Like, it's just like, they just kill her. And again, like, Jules has one scene in this finale, and like, think about all the scenes they had with her and Rue. Like, barely anything. Like nuts.
I would have even preferred if they had like Jules like seeing the news or something that she died and like gets a reaction out of that, and then like that. But like that doesn't happen. We don't see that. It definitely wouldn't have saved anything that happened between those two characters for me in the season. But I think it would have been better than her just doing this canvas painting. Like it was almost like, oh yeah, right, we got to do something with Jules.
Emotion.
Yeah, she was showing some emotion. She had a quivering lip. I'll defend the quivering lip.
I don't think it's that quivering. I don't know. We needed more. We needed more from her losing this person. I don't know. But yeah, like Mike said, she was the second main character, had a whole special COVID episode. Yeah, and it's a great episode. She helped write that one. And she's like second bill in this episode, too.
She had a COVID episode? Really?
Yeah, you've never seen that?
The diner one. What was it?
There's a whole, it's her with a therapist, and it's kind of talking about some stuff.
Oh, I do remember that, actually.
Yeah. Yes. That's a COVID episode, yeah. And yeah, she was second bill in this episode, and it's crazy. You know, again, and the only thing I can think too is I don't know the situation. This could also be a case where a lot of these people were all signed for 3 seasons or whatever plus season, and it's just a thing of like, hey, you gotta go back. And I guess for them, I hope they just got the bag. But like I said, there's no way this like, I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure some fucking show's out there, but like, I don't think there's any show with this level of popularity that's had this bad of a final season. Like I said. Yeah. Stranger Things, like this is like Game of Thrones, it's kind of like, hey, we went to a lot of decisions that didn't make sense, but like overall the quality's still there, and it sucks that it ends that way. But okay, this is so egregious that, like I said, it feels like it's being bad on purpose, and I hate to say that, but not the acting. I'm not going to the acting, just the pure writing, story, and characters. Like again, we joked about in the fucking Discord who got the most screen time this finale. It was fucking Almo. Almo got the most screen time in this finale. A mob dealer that we had no connections to in season 1, 2. And again, it sucks. I like that actor. I actually liked the character of Almo, but I did not like him in this show and like what he was doing here. I would love it again if Sam Levinson wrote a crime drama and Almo was in that show. Great. But here was not the place. And the fact that he got all this time is fucking nuts. You know, you're thinking Euphoria season 3 is going to be big, and like, this is what we did. I was so worried about the crime stuff before. If I only knew, because this was like way worse than I thought it was ever going to go, like for the amount of time it took up, you know?
No, yeah, absolutely. It's way worse than, like, I remember getting that synopsis or whatever for what the plot was going to be, and they were all going to be kind of in different areas. It's like, oh, that doesn't really sound great. Hopefully it's as good or somewhat as good as those earlier seasons. What was it? Oh, yeah, and then just, like, comparing it to, I completely agree. I think this is the absolute worst final season of any show ever. Because, like, Game of Thrones, like, I don't think all of that final season is bad. No. It's just the last...
Just, like, the last two,
part of the last episode, really. Like it's just, like, how they decided to close everything.
Well,
but, like,
I'd say what Danny's doing in the penultimate, because that's when it starts, though, right?
Fair enough. Yeah, that's the beginning of the end. But, like, this... It's the first episode is the beginning of the end. And
yes,
it's just
you know right away something's wrong.
Murder. And the murder's on us, the viewers.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of talked about that, Almo. Yeah, like I say, oh, fuck life. He does that, and then he goes to Almo's bar and shoots everybody. For some reason, his helper guy has like a baby face turn. Just because I guess he likes Maddie, I guess, and he takes the bullets out of Almo's gun.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, I like Bishop. I like the line delivery that he always has. Like, when he's in the car with Maddie, she's like, oh, cute dog. It's like, I agree. Like, just his like, super deadpan humor, it gets me. But I don't think it was justified of, like, reasoning, you know? Like for story purposes? Like, did Alamo abuse him? Did you, like, see Bishop seeing Alamo do these horrible things? No.
Yeah.
You don't.
Or it'd be different if he really liked Rue, and he's like, oh, that was dirty what you did to her. No, he didn't.
And you don't even really get that vibe. Yeah,
no. Yeah. Can you answer this one? What was the point of Maddie even being at the bar?
Well, she was there to give him money. I'm assuming for girls.
Yeah, like because they still do that strippers only fan business, right? So he gets a cut of the money.
Yeah. So I assume that's what that was. And then
but why was she there for the standoff and the final scene and all that stuff?
Well, she was just at the bar, right?
Yeah, it's because Zendaya was like, I want out as quickly as possible.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to be in the scene, so find someone else to be in the scene for me.
You're going to kill me 20 minutes into episode or the finale of the show, and they're like, yeah, Zendaya, cool. And that's why. It's just so we have a character there, Mike, that we're, like, connected to. So, oh, man, like, no, Ali's not going to fucking shoot through Maddie. And, yeah, she was there, and, again, yeah, she got Rue indirectly killed, and... Yeah, and then it ends with Ali going to the farm that Rue was at the beginning of the season that I thought she was going to end up at. But, yeah, he's just he's a murderer, but he's like, yeah, I'm going to find my, oh, shit, I like the farm life. And he's just there, and he's being a downer, and, you know, he sees Rue at the end, and that's how the show ends, with him praying and seeing Rue, and I guess she's maybe in heaven, and that's it. The show closes on him crying. And again, it sucks. Coleman Domingo, great actor. I actually think there's great stuff in here with him here. That's why I won't give the show. How the fuck did he
There
find
was
that
an
farm?
address. There was an address on that thing.
There was an address. Yeah, he looked at after he put her name in the Deadites book. So he did have an address. That's season 4, baby. That's how her and Nate Jacobs come back.
This would have saved the whole season for me personally. Probably not, but of course this is a fake pitch here. But the episode finale starts. Nate Jacobs just wakes up. You know, he's fully dead. Bruce Campbell pulls him out of that grave. He's got his fucking chainsaw strapped to his arm. Like, we got work to do. Like, okay, I'm in.
You thought your life was crazy before.
But obviously that did not happen.
The way my pitch for the crazy season and was like, they would never do that, but I'm like, I'd make it better. When Rue was getting drugged with a horse and someone shot the guy and it was a sniper, I'm like, I would love if they pan up and it was fucking Jules and it just became a full just like Jules is there to save her. They just make it like a big action movie and they just go crazy. They just go full on, just
wearing like James Bond attire, like turtleneck and everything. Like
yeah. They just go. Ollie has a fucking helicopter. Like, fuck, we gotta go, guys. We gotta go. Like, I would just. I would love that more, but no.
Yeah, that's a good pitch.
Hopefully, Ollie's happy. You know?
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, fuck, man. Coleman Domingo, I absolutely love him. His voice is just something so special to be hearing, and his line delivery is so good. But like, man, like they totally just. I think they just ruined that character, right? Like everything that he goes through. All of his trials and tribulations, all of the fucked up things that he's gone through in his life, be like abusing his family emotionally and physically, and just being a piece of shit to where he's at now.
Fucking sucks. You were gonna die to drugs.
Yeah. Well, Rue died, so now I'm just John Wick, and I'm just load up my shotgun, wearing my uniform, and popping off, and like. I don't know. I'm so unsatisfied with him just going to that farm now. And like, what is he just gonna live there permanently? Like, just living with this white family in Texas?
Yeah, that's true, Mike. That's as I say, they ruined every character.
They did ruin every character.
I think the only person you could say they didn't ruin just because they weren't enough was just like Lexi, right? Yeah, Lexi's I think the only one, but that's just because they didn't give her any story. They didn't give her a story. I guess technically she turned down the OnlyFans thing, but at the end she even seemed like okay at that. I'm not saying not to be okay at that. I'm just saying that was the only mini arc they had. It's like, you guys are gross and you do that. And even then, like them talking about Rue's smile and all this shit, like it just felt like Lexi wasn't even that affected by Rue's death. Like she's crying, like just like again, like I get they jumped 2 months after, but one more reunion thing is they should have a fucking funeral segment where they're all together at the funeral. But no, they just wanted to jump 2 months, and I said to them like, "Oh fuck, Ollie!" The ending of the show's gonna be Ollie killing Alamo, and then when they cut to him like sawing a gun, we just laughed because it's just like, "Yep, that's what they're doing."
I had the exact same reaction. Yeah,
he's taking him out. So, anything else on the season? We got some questions. Anything else on this this episode?
Sure, you know what character they didn't ruin actually is Austin Abrams' character because they didn't actually bring him into the season. So thank you,
he's just killing it somewhere.
For leaving. Yeah, thank you for leaving him alone. No, I don't think I have anything else. I'm ready to just close the book on this show.
What would you give this whole show out of 10?
The whole show, including all 3 seasons, eh? Man, that's so tough.
No, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't say. I would say
just the season.
The whole show, just the season. The whole show, I would really need to stew on and think about the first 2 seasons again, because even though those are great, we still know where we're going, right? It's kind of like that thing when everyone says it.
Like what you pitched, though, right? If I ever rewatch the show, it's just 2 seasons. This 3rd season is just kind of something that never really happened. It's a fanfic thing. And like, if I look at it that way, fuck, damn well near 10 out of 10 show, I think. Like those first 2 seasons
definitely 9
amazing.
to 10, somewhere in there. Yeah,
for sure.
And Nate is considered missing. Yeah, I don't know why she wouldn't just report him dead. She's not going to get the life insurance. She would just be like, he was kidnapped and killed.
You think Nate's coming back? I don't think so.
But I miss him.
I miss him. So yeah, what I would rate this season.
Yeah.
Was there stuff in here that I liked? There's some aspects that I liked that wasn't really like story stuff. Acting for sure, positive.
I was gonna say, you want me to give you my rating, and maybe you'll be in line with it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm giving it 2 out of 10. I'm giving it 2 out of 10. 1 point for the acting, 1 point for some of the visuals. That's it. That's where I am.
Yeah,
because visually the show still looked good. It still looked good. We talked about those. I feel like it kind of dipped in the back half. I feel like the first half they were popping off with like great shots and visuals. The back half, not as much. So I feel like they're kind of like, we're just trying to wrap this up. But visuals great. And again, no one bad acting. I can't say that. So
when Rue was in the bar with Alamo, I don't know what happened, but like it looked like they just didn't have the lights on around Alamo. Like the scene looks so dark around him. Like I could like kind of see his hat. And I know it wasn't my TV because I like paused and like rewound and like everything else looked normal. But just for some reason, when they would go to Alamo, he just looked like he was completely in the darkness. I think that's fair though. 2 out of 10 for this one. Big fail for sure. can't be a 0 though, because like there is some really good acting going on in here. Coleman, fantastic. Zendaya, fantastic.
Sweeney at times. Sweeney had some really good.
Sweeney at times for sure.
She had some great comedic stuff going on in this season. You know?
And like I do appreciate like the sets when they do the one where she's like really large.
Oh
like,
that was fun, awesome.
Right?
That was that was a fun time.
Yeah, that was fun. But overall, just really disappointing.
Jules got wrapped in bubble. Don't forget that. Mike
got
says,
wrapped in bubble?
Remember when the doctor wrapped her in bubble wrap for Dexter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike says a 1.5 for this season and a 6.5 out of 10 for all seasons combined. Yeah, that's a tough thing, right? Because like Kurgan said, if you're just doing 1 to 2, that's fine. But the second you add, if you have to do a combined score, you add in 3. That's a greater. Because even again, back to Game of Thrones things. Even Game of Thrones, I would not like. I think that would be like, I think I gave the final season like a 7 or something like that, where most of the shows, like, they're all 9, 9.5, or 10s, right? Yeah. It's that quality of, the show's just so fucking good. This was less than. Same as The Boys. Dexter, not as much, because Dexter was like a slow decline the whole way. But still, there's tons of those things. But this is like having such a bad score. So yeah, I feel like probably my score would have to be close to yours, Mike. It's probably like a 7, around there. And then Mike says the Manny actress was kind of bad to me. It's tough because I feel like they kind of have that character, like the way they write that character is very kind of superficial and almost like kind of memey. So it's tough for me to judge. I need to see her in other stuff, and I think in other seasons she's been good. So I'm gonna just blame the directing again on anything that happened with Maddie. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think she like. Yeah. No. Just. I agree.
All right, let's take our first ad break, and then we'll be back to talk about some Patreon questions about Euphoria. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Okay, let me just write this down here. Okay, so Super Mike asked, rank these Euphoria characters based on how much you'd want to be their friends with them in high school. For this question, imagine season 3 never happened. Thank you, Mike. He said, Rue, Jules, Lexi, Maddie, Cassie, or Nate. Okay, so this is an easy one for me. Nate Jacobs, number 1, and Cassie's number 2. No, I'm trolling.
Why number 1 for Nate Jacobs?
I'm trolling. Yeah. I love him. No. I think I would go Jules at number 1 because I feel like Jules, especially in season 1, they kind of broke apart in season 2. But in season 1, she was like people would bring that up. Like she was like hang out with Maddie a lot, and then season 2, like, did they just forget like these characters were friends in the show? And they did come back a couple times here and there, but I feel like Jules reminds me of me where that was my issue in high school, that I had all my good friends in middle school, and then when we got to high school, everyone kind of separated, and it felt like I had one really good friend in each group. Like I had one good friend in like the jocks and the nerds, and maybe just like the regular guys, or like the smoke pit people. I kind of had one good friend in all of them, so I bumped around, and I didn't have like a huge core of like, oh, this was the core group. We did like if we'd get all together, but then like I said, as high school went on, that happened less. So that's where I'd go Jules, because I think that's similar. I'd probably just go Lexi next. She's the most normal. I don't care. Sorry. She's kind of a boring character, but, that's not a bad thing. I'd go with Rue next because seems like a good person, but could cause some trouble. But most of the time, I think she's fine. It's just like when the drug stuff happens, that could be a bad thing in life. Who knows? Maybe I can help her. I'm straight edge. Maybe I'll find a way. Maddie, I don't think I would ever mess with.
I just picture you in her living room and that intervention scene. She's just freaking out at her mom. She comes out and you're just sitting there all awkward.
How long you been fucking Michael Fassbender? What? She's high. She's fucking high.
I want to I just picture you as Cassie in that scene.
Actually, I would swap it. I'd go Cassie next and then Maddie second last, because I feel like Maddie, those especially season 1, she's very like Regina George's kind of like bitchy type of character. I never was good friends with those type of people. Cassie was like she had her issues more in season 2, but season 1 she's a bit more innocent, and like a bad shit happened to her, and then Nate's gotta be at the bottom. Nate was definitely no one in my friends group. Like I was not a guy boys boy. I like that. What I enjoy the most in season 2 is that play episode, because when Austin Abrams is making fun of like the whole machismo, like definitely Nate Jacobs, even without the stuff we know behind closed doors with the gun and him being abusive or weirdo, just even him in high school, it's bad vibes. He's like a prick. So yeah, Nate's definitely the bottom. So it's Jules, Lexi, Rue, Cassie, Maddie, Nate, just on the high school years.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay, I think I would start with Jules also. I think Jules is just the most like friendly, like you said, like she's interacting with everyone, and just like an interesting character. Like she wears like really cool outfits and stuff, and just like
Yeah.
where, as you brought up Lexi, nothing against Lexi, but just like very vanilla, very
Yes.
bland, and which is totally fine. She's a sweetheart, but Jules is like interesting, so it's like okay,
Yes.
I think that's someone I would definitely want to be friends with. So I'd start with Jules. Oh man, I think I would go Rue here. She just seems like a fun time. She's chill. Obviously, there's drugs involved in there, which gives her some very negative traits. But for the most part, especially like the early seasons, she just is very. She's just like a stoner character. It seems for the most part. Like she's not very animated, but like friendly and chill and relaxed. And I've definitely had a lot of friends like that. So that just checks boxes there. So I'll take her next. I'll probably go Lexi next. I think I was friends with a lot of Lexis back in the day. Not the names, just people that are like that type character. Nice people for sure. And then I'll go Cassie next here, and then Maddie, then Nate. Yeah. I think Nate at the bottom. I think Maddie and Nate are really close for me because they just seem like type of people that I would like naturally not really want to be friends with because it's just like I don't know, they're just asshole people and like yeah. Obviously, there's the behind the doors stuff that I'm trying not to like incorporate in my list of rankings here. Nate like beats the shit out of that one guy, that one poor dude, right? Who's like humping Maddie in the pool at that one party.
Right, yeah.
He like beats him to death damn well near. Like it's like major assault.
Yes. And then
but like
Nate's
Nate's just also an
right?
asshole. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think the guy was like graduated at that time, so it was like
Yeah,
one
and
of
he tries to make it
those
sound like he was like a
situations.
perv, but it was all. I think not all Maddie,
Yeah.
but I think nothing actually bad was happening there.
Well, Maddie
so.
like takes the guy into the pool to like make Nate jealous. Like that is what happened
but that's
in that scene.
that's not beating to that level. You know, like what he got is not like just break up with Maddie. That's the answer to that question right there.
Yeah,
If you're,
absolutely.
you don't need to destroy this guy's face. Just say, hey,
No.
we're over. That's not done. We're done. You know. So
Yeah, so I think Maddie and Nate are similar on like the surface level, not knowing all the backstory stuff there. So that's where I'd have them. Nate's also just an asshole to his friends. Like even
he's just
his
a prick.
homies. Yeah, total prick. So yeah, my list would be Jules, Rue, Lexi, Cassie, Maddie, and Nate.
Plus, trust me, you don't want to go over to the Jacobs family have dinner because fuck, man, you're gonna get there and there's gonna be some weird shit going on. You
Someone's
know,
gonna be pissing on the front carpet.
Yeah, wanting to wrestle. You're just gonna walk in a room. He's just holding Nate down. You're never a man.
It's so
You're
funny
never a
because like
man. You're just a
like
bitch.
literally all of these characters, like even Lexi to an extent, like okay, I'm friends with him at school. It works out. We're friends, and it's like, oh, you want to come over? Like let's hang out. And then like just their like home life stuff is so fucked.
Yeah.
Like even for Lexi, right? Because she's always interacting with all these people.
And her dad left. The only thing I said we didn't see much of Maddie's home life. I don't recall much of it.
They were definitely at her place. Like, there's a couple scenes in her room, right? Like, the girls are, like, getting ready in her room.
But she got no one pissing on her bedroom floor or anything like that, I think, so.
No. Yeah, pretty tame. I
Yeah.
can't remember if her parents are, like, together or
No,
whatnot.
I can't remember either. Yeah, so I'll have to revisit that the next time I dare to watch the show. So thank you, Mike, for that one. And then Maddie
Hidalgo just... That's what. Oh, you can probably see it. Hidalgo draw
the
me
fucking
that.
piece of shit.
Yeah,
Euphoria?
the Joe Pesci. He's like just finished Euphoria season finale.
Yeah,
it's over now though, Hidalgo. So it's all good.
This is his review.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
God,
might hear that again later tonight.
Yeah,
I don't know.
might. Absolutely.
Maddie says you're given a serious bag to make 2 Euphoria story pitch. I hate that's Maddie in the way, especially too. We're not gonna say anything till later on, but we had a good little powwow talk this weekend about some new projects we're working on stuff, and that would be the most shittiest thing. Like, oh, you guys get the serious bag, but you gotta go remake Euphoria or bring it back. But he said a serious bag to make 2 Euphoria story pitches for a new season. Your pitch has to be accepted for you to get the bag. First pitch is season 3. Current season never happened, and then second pitch is season 4, taking place after tonight's finale. Time jumps allowed, which is fucking crazy, especially because like we lost Rue and where Alamo is to think like what can we do with season 4. But with season 3, I think that they were on the right path with. I would keep the Maddie, Cassie and Nate storyline like the first three, and I think they were, which we all thought was, oh, he's on money trouble. She's gonna make more money of him. Their marriage is gonna fall apart. Maddie's gonna be in the middle, and like even what we pitched, maybe they do end up together. But I think how they did not do like a love triangle with those three for fun, juicy drama that's a huge misstep. So definitely, I'd say, and then take out the crime stuff there and make it again. People go watch Margot Got Money Problems. The OnlyFans stuff, you can still do some fun. 80-foot tall woman and Sweeney yelling that she's coming, but also make some commentary on OnlyFans. They didn't really. I would cut like the toughest thing is the Rue thing, right? Because I'd say you'd have to cut all that, but like, what do you replace it with? I think it is just, and Maddie, I guess in your situation, let's just say they don't say the cast is off limit. It is just, you got to write a good romance, and it's a hard pitch. You just got to write a good romance with Jules and Rue, and maybe that's my pitch. Is like I said, that and maybe the reverse. If you got Jules for a whole season, maybe Jules is married or with somebody, but it's still not the way Rue is, right? And you make Rue finally getting over her life's, in check, everything. Is it the most exciting? I don't know, but it's not like the crime stuff was exciting, right? Like that's the hardest one to crack. But in my opinion, also, lots of time, like I don't know how the writing would be, but if you get those two in a scene, they got the chemistry, so they can like uplift a lot of scenes. So you got that. I think that the Lexi stuff, you should have incorporated more Sweeney there, and that could have been fun, like we said, of her working together. You could have done a love triangle there too, because they even kind of were, the first episode made it look like Lexi and Dylan were maybe like making eyes at each other or something. So this idea of
theories about that.
Yeah, and I was against that at that point, but now I take that over. Maybe Lexi's falling for this guy and he's a big movie star, but then her sister comes in who's off and on with Nate Jacobs, and it's this triangle. But then you kind of, maybe that's the idea that he sees past Cassie and the OnlyFans, but no, last episode she just fucked his brains out, so that wasn't the case. So I'd say Lexi, more Hollywood stuff there, and Sam Lenz can make jokes about Hollywood inside stuff. And we got Maddie. She's in the triangle. Is there anyone else I'm missing? Nate Jacobs goes off the handle. You do all that sort of stuff, and it ends with him being single or going to prison or something, and then Maddie and Cassie together. I think I got everybody. So more Rue and Jules. They finally end up together. Lexi, you get to do fourth wall break stuff with Hollywood. You make her work with her sister. That's some fun stuff. And you do the love triangle with those three. That's my pitches. You keep it very what the OG show was, real life, everyday dramas. The high school, other than the few times in season 2 with Ruin the Drugs, most of the drama that everyone enjoyed was, oh fuck, Lexi's doing a play about all us. They didn't enjoy all this crazy shit going on, right? So I would just pitch mostly get back to real life, everyday dramas. It doesn't have to be the crime season. So what about you, Kirkland? Anything I said in there that's not you'd push back on, or any other additions you make there?
Definitely some similarities on where I was going. I think the difference I would somewhat make, which is kind of what you're already pitching, but like can't remember if it was episode 1 or episode 2 of this season, but when Cassie's like moving out of the house and like going to move with Maddie, in that moment I thought that was Maddie's bags, like Maddie's moving in, and I would do that. I would do like, okay, we are gonna have that love dynamic triangle. Cassie and Nate are having a rocky relationship, but then like Maddie's coming into the house to like help Cassie kind of get on her, her business feet. And then of course Maddie just being in that house, I don't know, seducing Nate Jacobs, like just that type of drama could be so fun between those three. Nate was just not even really in this season, like at all. He was just there for like, I'll call it like body humor, right? When like they would come to like chop off his toes, he'd be like hopping around and being goofy.
I got the money, please.
Yeah, so like take all of Nas, that whole crime character out of there, along like the Armenians, along with Alamo, all of that stuff. I think with Rue, I do like what you pitch with Rue and Jules. I don't know how much I can touch of season 2, but I think I'll say like how Fez's character like went to prison. Even when I watched the show, like I remember like thinking he died at the end of that, not because of what happened in real life or anything, but just I actually thought he did die at the end of that season. I haven't rewatched it, so it's not really fresh in my memory there. So I don't know how clear that was in the show, but I think it could be like a big thing of Rue just like dealing with the PTSD of like losing someone like that really close to her. Maybe she like falls off the wagon again, and that's why that's why Jules doesn't really want to be with her. I like what you pitched. Maybe Jules like moved on, like has a family now, and then like that's another thing that Rue is like just trying to really come to grips with. And like I know we did 2 seasons of her like on the drugs thing, but I don't know. I think that's a very natural thing to be like bouncing around with. Obviously you'd be getting more interactions potentially with her and Ali, of like him really trying to keep her on that narrow path. Maybe there's a version where we get that and it's like, oh man, this is just a rehash of season 1, season 2. At this point I would take that any day of the week over what we got in this season. And then I already said Maddie, Nate. Yeah, Nate would just be getting crazy again, like he is in season 2, of just handling Cassie and Maddie, especially if like Maddie and Cassie are getting close and like it's pretty much a 2v1 situation. He just feels trapped in his own house with these 2 girls that he's had past relationships with. And
we never got a one-on-one scene with him and Maddie. That's crazy,
man. And like Maddie's such like a. She's not an evil character, but she's very conniving.
Firecracker.
And like she's a firecracker. And like I could totally see it that she like goes out of her way, like plan this like long con of just fucking with Nate and Cassie because they like that was her man and her best friend just stole her man. Her man went with her best friend. So like these are 2 bad guys in her eyes. And like that could be such a fucking fun dynamic of like she's like purposely trying to get with Nate and then like all like innocent around Cassie and then like just does like an evil smile to Nate, just like basically gaslight this guy thinking that he's going insane. I think the harder character for me to really figure out a situation would be Lexi. So maybe that is just like, well, okay, then you do kind of just keep her doing her Hollywood thing because she is the most normal out of all of them, right? And if there is, I don't know, like maybe there's just more moments between her and Rue, and maybe she is just the piece that kind of is bouncing, interacting with all the other characters, kind of what we thought would be happening for this season. That like to an extent I guess ended up being the case, but not even really. Like it's not like she was the direct reason why everyone interacted. Like people would just be randomly talking to Lexi and then now they're randomly at Maddie's house or something. It didn't really make sense how we were doing that. So yeah, I think I got all the characters in there.
Okay, what would be your pitch for season 4?
And that's off of this show, right?
He said taking place after tonight's finale. Yeah. Time jumps allowed. We jump 500 years and we just follow new students.
So, is there like a bag thing in here? Like I got to make money off this? Or
he said you're given a serious bag. No, if your pitch makes it, you gotta. The pitch has to be successful to get the bag. So it still can't be phoned in.
So, I mean, of course, I kind of memed about it earlier. Like Bruce Campbell showing up. We get the Evil Dead crossover with Nate Jacobs. Like that's a fun one. I don't know how I do all the other characters in there, so maybe I'll put that one at the side for now.
Well, Rue, she's dead too. She can come back. She's in his book, right? Ollie's book.
You're totally right. So we could open up. It's like a Book of Eli situation with Ollie. You know, he's carrying around his Bible, but he's like a badass. He's wearing trench coats. He's got a sawed-off shotgun with him. He's hunting down drug dealers, and then. I guess you could get some paranormal stuff in there, like with the Evil Dead Necronomicon. These people are coming back. That's a fun idea. So I mean, Nate would come back, so that's fun. I don't know what's going on with Cassie. I think she's just successful doing her OnlyFans business thing. It seemed like the pitch of what her and Maddie kind of had. It made sense, right?
Yeah.
Like they. It looked like they had some startup money. Was that money that they got from the Armenian people that Alamo murdered, or is that just
maybe? But I don't know. It could just be their money.
Yeah,
it could just be their money. Yeah.
Well, yeah, actually, it probably is because it seems like they're pretty much a running facility now, right? Like they talk about what they charge the girls. Like they take a portion of whatever. They just pay for the board and room, and then the girls kind of do their OnlyFans things. Because that's what their business would have been, right? Like that big house that Nate Jacobs and Cassie were in. So that's going on. Man, there's probably some like crime stuff incorporated that throws wrenches in the cogs of their system there. But that just sounds awful, and I hate that, and I don't want to go that route. So I definitely want to go the Ali, the Book of Ali version, so the Book of Eli.
Book of Ollie.
That would be actually badass. That'd be sick. It doesn't even have to be like post-apocalyptic. He could just be ripping around in his big fucking maybe pairs
Streets
up with
of
Bishop
Mexico.
Like,
Oh,
or
yeah,
I guess
that'd be good.
Bishop could be just running the business now. I don't know.
Yeah.
That could be a thing there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you just. I think you.
It's
rock.
not a fun thought experiment, Maddie, to think
No.
about what we could do off of this for the
It's
next
your worst
season.
question yet, Maddie. It's your worst question yet. Making us pitch season 4 Euphoria. We love you, but
Because Sam Levinson could be hearing this, and he's like, "Oh man, this is actually a good
Oh,
idea."
Oh shit, Geekverse, you want the bag? Shit. I'll take it. Just to get if it gets us some money to upstart our other project, sure. I say you rock the Ollie Punisher thing because he just said in that AA meeting, even though he went to go to the Mexico family, he said like,
got something to
"Oh,
say.
hey, Rue, I got something to say." But he's like, "No, like this isn't doing any good. I gotta find a new way to do something good." Right? He said like you gotta find a new way, a new path
That's
to
a good
bring good in
point.
the room.
That's a very Frank Castle type of quote.
Yes. And maybe while he's at that Mexico family, they also get murdered and he's going to go after them. So I think you literally have two subplots where it's just Ollie is doing a Punisher type of stuff because he really has no ties to the other character. And maybe somehow they get interlinked at the end of the season, of course. And then I'd say the rest of the show is you have Maddie, Lexi, and Cassie all together all the time. It's those three. Okay, and Hunter Schafer as well. They're all together where whatever it is, maybe Lexi gets enough success and she's starting her own company. And for whatever reason, Lexi, Cassie, and Jules can add, or Maddie, Cassie, and Jules can add something to that company. Maybe Jules got her shit together now and she can do art with it, just outpaint a bunch of dicks on it, like Jonah Hill and Superbad. And then obviously they could say, oh, look, Cassie and Maddie, maybe now they're just promotional people now, right? They work in promotion, social media, and they're just good at that. So that's what I take is Lexi starting a company with all four of them, and it's just day-to-day hijinks. It is like what we said, like, oh, Cassie and Lexi like the same boy on set. Or if it is Cassie and Maddie dating, sure. How does that fucking drama go? Like, that has to be a drama relationship with those two dating, right? So maybe it's that. And with Jules, maybe it's just like her trying to find now herself with being an artist, but then also trying to find love because maybe she still thought, hey, and you could have that storyline of actually, I thought at some point Rue would come around and she never did and she's fucking dead. And now what do you do? Because again, that sounds like, you know, we're being overzealous maybe because of what they gave us, but like how many people, and like my fucking auntie was one of those people. She was engaged when she was like 18, 19, and the guy had an aneurysm and passed away, and she dated after that, but she always told me like I could never find like someone that was like that. And that's always tough because it's you know, young love, so you could be making stuff up, right? 5 years from now you could be divorced. But if you, because I've luckily never had that, there's millions of people around the world that have lost a person that they thought was the one, and not to a breakup, not to cheating to death. That's shit that fucks with you, right? So imagine that being Jules of like still thinking, oh, one day we're gonna work it out, and now you can't. And now what do you do? You know, like what do you do if you thought the one person you're gonna end up with is just completely off the board now? What do you do? So I think that's a good storyline if we're trying to date and figure shit out and everything. So that's what I'd say is Ollie's doing his Punisher shit, and then the four girls have a company together, and they're just lots of fun hijinks going into. Get rid of the crime stuff other than Ollie, and like I said, maybe at some point like something happens with the girls, and that's how Ollie gets involved. Like it's just like how Maddie and Ollie just happen to cross paths, you know, or maybe Ollie's, well, I was gonna say one of them becomes an addict and Ollie checks up on them, but you know, they might not do that. So let's see. Maddie says, in my defense, I wrote the question before knowing Rue was getting killed off. That's absolutely, that's the funny thing, Maddie. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, without Rue, that'd be tough. Super Mike says, season 4 pitch, Almo leaves his clubs to Maddie and his will. Make Lexi discover sexuality or something. Yeah, sure. Maddie says, I wonder if season 3 could have been successful if they continue the high school thing with a new cast, young up-and-coming actors with 2 popular leads instead of Zendaya. It's a catch-22. Could it have been a success? Sure, but it's definitely not to the success of this, because I don't know what it's gonna be, but I guarantee this finale is still gonna be watched a shit ton, right? Whether, you know, even so bad, like, or it's in a way that people hate watching it, people are still gonna watch it. So if you're talking purely money, Maddie, no. If you're talking success, absolutely. And maybe you could have some of those characters still pop around somewhere, you know, whether it's like a sibling, like they fucked about. You could have had like Rue's sister be the lead of that season, and that's how Rue's around still. You could have had even a time jump and one of them become a teacher or something like that. You could have had Rue go down bad path, and maybe she's like a drug seller to some of these kids now, and that's how she gets interlinked. Like you could have found. Oh yeah, there you go. Jules the fucking art teacher. Boom, there you go. Done. She's at the school, right? Ollie's a counselor. Boom, she's at the school. Yeah, story. I'm sure it would have been more successful, but we're gone from that path now, Kirkland. So
yes, we have. We're far away.
And I'm fine to stay away from that path. I'm not going to be, it's like what people say, hey, why do the people in Backrooms keep going Backrooms? That's why I'm with Euphoria. That's where I am with Sam Levinson. It's like, yeah, I'm not going back there. I'm sadly happy to leave this in the past and never think about season 3 other than the times we go, oh, fuck, remember season 3? Such a shame. Shit. Yeah, shit, season 3? The season sucked, Rue, but... thanks everyone listening. We're still going to do the newscast, but thanks everyone listening because, last week's episode was our 4th biggest episode of the year. It destroyed the Man overview. It passed the Boys series finale. So I think a lot of that had to do with Nate Jacobs dying, and people were probably just like, fuck, man, I'm pissed. I need to hear people if other people are pissed too. But thanks to anyone that listened because we weren't sure. Because, again, this is why with TV show reviews, we never know. That's why we start Weekly Geek because, okay, we're not really liking it. These are short reviews. And the first few episodes were like, all right, they're all right number-wise, but nothing to write home about. So, but I'm glad we did it. But it was a different type of fun. Not the fun I was hoping that we were going to have, like when we talked about season 2, and that we did. And if you want to hear us being positive, me and Kirkland did do a review for Euphoria season 1 and 2. It is in the feeds. So it is there where we have our whole thoughts on all that. It's there when we love the show. And that was a good time. And I thought this was going to be a weekly good time. It was a different good time. So Superman says, are people watching though? It's getting bad buzz getting no buzz, not even bad buzz. It's like Boys or Stranger Things. I don't know. I really don't. Because the only thing I have to go off of when Samba does like the streaming numbers, when they put up like the numbers for Euphoria, like just the first episode weeks later, it did well. Now that's the first episode, right? It could fall off. We've talked to many people that don't watch the show anymore and just listen to our reviews, but I don't. At the same time, is that number still smaller than what would be with Euphoria with an entirely new cast? I don't think so. I still think this show is doing better than Euphoria season 3, the new class. I don't think everyone be like, oh, well, there's no Nate Jacobs, there's no Jules, there's no that, right? So, I digress.
Yeah.
Kirkland, tell people what they can find on our Patreon and shout out our producers because I got a sweater. It's getting windy out here and I'm getting fucking cold. So
that's funny. I was going to take off my sweater because I'm getting hot in here.
Throw it over.
I can give it to you. Yeah.
I'm going to run to West. I'll be right back.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you could just get all of our content early and ad-free on our Patreon. That is the single greatest place to support us. Yes, many different tiers on there. At the $5 tier and higher, that's where you get access to all of our episodes ad-free. We've got plenty of retros on there. We're doing our Resident Evil retro currently. We finished off our Punisher retro, did our rankings. That's all in the feed now. What other retros
Pirates started?
Right now? Pirates started. Yeah, that's the one. We've filmed one of those recordings, and that is on the Patreon feed. And
Resident Evil, going through all those.
I already did that. Okay,
perfect.
This guy's falling behind. At our highest tier, shouts out to our Patreon producers: Aaron Braden, April of Darkness, Jack Grant, Superbad Mike, The Good God Loves Me 69, aka Norman Reedus Fetus. Oh, losing my banner here. Somebody knocked that out. Hidalgo, Lenny Kravitz, Cocktail Clay, John with no H, Sam Green, John M, and Matthew Fletcher. Thank you to each and every one of our. So it's like a 10-second timer.
I did that accidentally. I want to turn it off. I'll turn it off. I did that one day and then I screwed up, so it's off now.
There's too many names on there for 10 seconds. I need the
Absolutely.
30-second option. So yes, shouts out to them at our highest tier. If you want to join the Patreon producer tier, you can pitch a movie or just a movie. No series yet.
No, we're not that tier. That have to be
until we do every movie.
Yeah, that would have to be. This is our full-time job, or people wouldn't like this, but that have to be like $100 tier. That a series, a mini series. Okay, maybe someone could pitch me on that, a 6-episoder, but like a series of someone like, oh, I want you to do Friends. It's like, that's what we need. That's a lot of time.
X-Files, some like ridiculously long.
I'd love to do X-Files, though. That'd be so fucking good. Like, I'm not pitching that, but like we usually do TV retros, then we do breaks. This year you're getting Batman the Animated Series that starts in the fall around Clayface, so look out for that. That'll be a good time. But let's get into some news here. So actually, I'll get into. All right, let me show two things. I'll show one thing here. We're not gonna have as much stream of consciousness today because we do have lots of news. We have Patreon question as well. But I'm gonna bring this up because this was something I showed Kirkland last week, and luckily S-Bubs messaged me right away and said like, "Oh, you gotta add
forgot
this
about
in there."
this. So
yeah, and I've not watched the actual video. I've just seen. So if people don't know. Okay. Our first cast doing this, we were just fucking go. Oh my god, X is one of the worst websites of all time. We started this idea, and somehow it just ended up being lucky. We're like, okay, we'll do Euphoria, and then maybe there'll be a news topic. But most episodes just gonna be us bullshitting. So the first episode we did centered a lot on The Rock, which it usually does, and we found about this brand of his called Papatua. It's the #1 men's selling skincare in the world,
according to him.
Where? Yeah, where? We don't know. There's no website. We looked it up. We couldn't find it. And yeah, we're gonna try and get back to this. Because now with X-Men 97 coming out in July, we do have some spare time. So me and Kirkland are for sure the next time we do Weekly Geek is gonna be after July 11th. I can't remember the exact date, but we're gonna do if there's news, great, we'll talk about it. But we're going to do old school where we're going to talk and we're going to review the Olivia Rodrigo one. So now that we'll get to, and also to these last few episodes before it went a bit longer than usual, but we will do some more Stream Conscious Talk Radio casts in the future. I know you all like those. We'll take a little break here, but so I'm going to bring up this video of The Rock. I don't know what he's talking about. It just said, I think it just said big announcement or something. I saw he had these on his tweet, Kirk, on the sirens or the drum roll. So I don't know.
Pull it up. I can't see what you're looking at.
Oh shit! Sorry, bad host right there. He had this drum roll and then the drum roll emoji. So it's like, oh man, what's our boy up to? So I'm gonna see what he's talking about here. And
he's doing drum rolling in the video.
He's very.
I'll go back.
Drum roll.
And he says drum roll too. Again, I hate that The Rock is in his backyard, the station where he just stands at a table. And they just give him products to just sit there and sell.
He's probably got like 6 of these videos to do, right? Like there's just in a row. He's got his fucking Terramano.
The Rock'em Sock'em Dildo, and he has like that big one. You know? There you go.
Very, very exciting moment right now. I get a chance to show you guys something that we at Papa Tui have been working on. This has been a personal
he's looking at his teleprompter right now.
He's lying to us. It's not no personal journey.
We at Papa Tui have been working on. This has been a personal
nothing personal about this.
The only thing personal is like, hey, what money's in my bank account from Papatua? Great.
Fragrances, as you guys know, fragrance. I love fragrances.
I knew that.
I love all the fragrances. I love fragrances. I love them all.
Before I knew The Rock was a wrestler, I knew he loved fragrances.
Yeah. And why does he sound like Trumpian in this video, you know? Like this is a Trumpian quote. Like, yeah.
As you guys know, I love fragrances. Fragrances just have a way of
best fragrances.
You smell that right fragrance and it changes your mood just like that. It can shift your day and put you in another headspace. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm excited. Come on. Come on, Dwayne.
Can you imagine? He's like the highest paid movie star, but he's secretly like billions of dollars in debt. And he's just trying his best to rock the shit. But again, I will say, actually, I enjoy seeing him like not huge. He's like a great shape right here. He's like nice and toned up.
He's pretty slim, eh?
Yeah, which is good. He's older. Don't be working on
his skin.
Yeah, looks good. I love fragrances. I love when they make me
brand new. I gotta pop this.
How does he not like have flabs though? Like with how big he was to slim down. Like I guess he just burns it. Like I like when you see a massive person that like loses a lot of weight and they just naturally like the skin is stretched out. I know he's not.
Yeah, but I don't think his skin's stretched out to that.
But he's
degree.
Like so like he's just so large. Like whatever the fuck his diameter of his chest would have been.
Papatua. He just rubs all over his body and it heals him.
Number one fragrance.
Yeah.
Luxury.
It's not just fragrance, right? Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, cologne, luxury.
Coming out.
What a waste of a fucking box.
Beautiful scents. I worked with some of the best noses in fragrance.
He's reusing the Rock'em Sock'em dildo box. That's what he's.
That's what it came in, but he's in the fan. Listen, did you hear who he worked with? Listen to this.
Beautiful scents I worked with some of the best noses in fragrances, and what we decided to do was...
What is that quote?
I worked with some of the best noses and fragrances. And look, like, I think the way he's turning around this is like the first time he's actually seeing it. Look at his face. He's like, what's in there?
He's like, whoa, there's 3 in there.
Yeah, look, he even stopped. He even stopped mid-sentence when he was counting. Hang on.
What we decided to do was I wanted to create fragrances that...
They only told me there are 2 in the bottle. Why is there 3? Why is it 3? I can't remember all 3 fragrances. Fuck. Okay.
Depth, a little bit of complexity to it, had an alluring sense to it.
He keeps looking over to that teleprompter.
I guarantee you turn around and you look at him dead in the eye and you say, tell me what those fucking 3 flavors are right now. Tell me what the smells are. And if you don't, I get your entire bankroll. Like, he's not surviving.
He doesn't put this on his body. Just like the fucking face cream. There's no way he's wearing these fragrances.
Yeah. Mike says it happens in your Oscar movie flops. And I can't wait. I suppose just wait until you get to the very special names he chose them. Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a minute 14 in. This video 4 minutes and 7 minutes just for this stuff. Yeah. So here we go.
You need to walk into any room and handle and own that room.
He does keep looking over there.
Yeah.
And also, as you guys will see, I'm sure you have time here.
I'll flip that around for you.
Yeah.
Instead of going with a name, I went through so many names. That's the fun part when you're naming your product. I went through so many names that
that's the
were
name.
Inspired from, let's see, Greek mythology.
He pulled that out of his ass right there. I was inspired by, let's see.
Names. That's the fun part when you're naming your product. I went through so many names that were inspired from, let's see, Greek mythology. Inspired me over the
ancient
years,
Egypt.
From the Stoics to
from the Stoics
mythology to as well.
Jesus, everything. He's covering all bases.
Again, I hate to say it, but it's like the Trump thing when they asked him, "What's your favorite verse in the Bible?" And he's like, "I won't tell you." He's like, "Oh, well, it's fine. You can tell us." He's like, "No, I'm just a big fan of the Bible." They're like, "Are you a fan of the Old Testament and the New Testament?" He's like, both of them are great. And then he's like Asian mythology, Stoic, Greek, like
mythology, and just an island culture. And after coming up with all these names that were pretty cool, by the way, I thought I have an idea. I'm going to number these fragrances.
Man, it's as if they're like, okay, Dwayne, we got these placeholder names. It's just a number right now, but you got to give us names for these. And like he just, I don't know, was working out, got too busy, forgot to do that. So that's why you had to look at them like twice now. You had to like, hold on, let me get another look at this. Greek mythology, Japanese mythology, and instead of names, I just decided to go with numbers. Like I think he just missed the deadline. I think he just 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. No, you missed the deadline. They print him a name of stuff. He's like, oh no, look at that fucking shit. Just 1, 2, 3.
Do you know how many products I have to look over? I don't have time to name.
I'm reading the Jumanji 6 script right now. I'm not naming these fucking bottles. Oh, very significant numbers. There we go, to Kirkland. Here we go.
First will be number 1.
Okay. Of course.
Look, he's like a toddler. He's so proud of himself. Look.
I'm gonna name my first fragrance number 1.
Couldn't even be something cool like -1 or -1, like just 1.
I can't wait to see number 2. Oh, can zoom in. P01.
The first would be number 7.
The first, okay.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
And the first out of the gates of the 3.
Why does he keep saying
that?
What?
Are there 3 firsts?
1 second. What is he talking about here? He said the first would be. Yeah, here. Let's listen to him.
We're coming out with 3 numbers, and these are very significant numbers. First would be number 1.
First would be number 1.
And then he is this? And then the next first.
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay, good zoom in.
The first would be number 7.
And then he adds something else in this sentence. Listen to him.
And the first out of the gates of the 3.
Of the 3. The first out of the gates of the 3. So which one's coming out first, Dwayne?
The first out of the gates of the 3. I'm going to start promoting that on podcast. You're going to get the Pirate Scare being retrospective. It's the first of the gates out of the 3.
Holy fuck. That's so funny.
Oh, man.
Number 21.
Number 21.
Okay. I'm so excited for you guys to try this. We are launching right now.
We got to buy this.
Available at Target.
At Target.
We'll look online. We got a good idea for Extra Life for one of it we're going to do. If we could do like a fragrance test. Oh, yeah.
For you guys. And as always with Papa Tui, I wanted to make
hopefully
sure that
Barrows by then too.
High quality, always exceptional ingredients. But also never out of reach, especially when it comes to colognes and fragrances.
Of course.
Because what's in here, this in the streets will go for $150, $200 easy.
Wait, what? He's got like
he's
illegal...
Walter Whiting. This is my territory. These fragrances in the
99%
streets.
quality.
What's he talking about? Yeah, 99%. What's he talking about? These fragrances in the streets. They're not illegally selling them in the streets.
Never out of reach, especially when it comes to colognes and fragrances, because what's in here, this in the streets.
Who's buying back alley streets for $150, $200?
Spray.
He's actually using it.
You know, I'm all about the layers, and that's what I want you boys to do.
Oh no!
No, that was the worst advice ever. Any boy that's listening to this, don't ever layer your colognes, like D. Wayne just said.
He just did a 1, 7, and 21.
Spray. But, you know,
and you know it's probably fucking water in there too. He's up putting that shit on him.
Well, we don't see the bottles that he's grabbing, right?
Yeah.
One last. Number 7.
Not the first.
He grabs 7
last.
last.
You guys try the brand new Papa Tui luxury.
He's got to smell so
collection. Now,
bad.
I know what you're thinking, by the way. DJ. This. Get closer. Get closer. Get closer. Get closer. DJ. I could tell you right now that this briefcase was not made for these cologne bottles.
Oh.
This briefcase was not made for these cologne bottles. I said, you know what? No, you're right. This briefcase was not made.
It even has the shape of the thing we're talking.
These cologne bottles. No, these are for you. This one is for Papa.
What the fuck?
P7.
Hey, enjoy your Papa Tui luxury cologne. Can't wait for you guys to try it. And on top of that,
that's so weird.
Most importantly, thank you. From the founder of Papa Tui, myself, and all of our Papa Tui team, thank you for making Papa Tui the #1 men's care brand.
It's not, though.
Thank you. Enjoy.
We didn't do anything, Dwayne.
I think he's like preemptively saying it. Like if I say thank you for giving us submissions for Patreon, but that doesn't work when it's like a stat like that. Some of these comments. Thank you, Dwayne. Get it, champ. I can't wait to try it out. Do you want to do an unboxing video? Upload it. Oh man, these people are just—they're just lost. I'm gonna see. Can I? Okay, here we go. Let's click on it.
We gotta get this.
Oh, that's
so we got number 1.
That's not a good sign. Right away, site can't be reached.
Oh, really?
It's not, it's not letting me go to the site.
I'll do some Googling.
Yeah, it's not available yet. So we got the first would be number 1, and then the first would be 7, and then the first out of 3 out of the gates would be 21. So there you go. Oh, see. Is Rock even in this?
Papa Tui pimple patches. We got the facial cleanser. There's another video on the website.
Cake. Oh, the Rock?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's 2 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Just do that. Yeah. How are there 2 more minutes after this? Yeah, I know S-Bubs. It's great. Did you find out a price though at all?
Let's see. Click luxury. They're $40 each. So for
like
1, 7, and 21 are 40. I'm assuming there's American.
So 40 a piece or 40 altogether?
40 a piece.
Jesus Christ! But Kirk on the streets are going for like.
$250. Yeah.
Yeah, they go over $250 in the streets.
There's a discovery kit, so it comes with little small bottles. That's $20. So that would definitely be a play. Shipping arrives Wednesday, June 3rd. I'm assuming I could get it here. There's probably gonna be some crazy duties or something.
Papa 2 got one of the most followed people on social. I agree with you, Espos, because I've looked into this before. Pop 2 got one of the most followed people on social media and only got 2K followers. Yeah, the Twitter right now is 2,471. The only famous person I know that follows it is Dwayne Johnson. So there you go.
Holy fuck, okay.
You got that video? So yeah, we might have to. We're going to die for your sins, everybody, and put the especially the 24-hour stream. That's a lot because we could be smelling. So maybe we'll have to, I don't know. That could be dangerous, actually. So we'll have to figure it out. So.
Okay, here we go. There we start. He's doing some like fucking Cialis type commercial reactions here. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about the Papa Tui lineup. So I'm constantly receiving questions and comments and DMs about how I take care of myself.
Okay, that's
What's
fair.
I
believe that.
What's my nighttime routine, my wellness routine, my workout routine, how much protein do I eat?
What does fragrance have to do with any of that?
How much time per day do I spend working out? Am I a great kisser? Oh, another one. Rock, if you were named Sexiest Man Alive, is that in perpetuity? I had so many questions. How do I discipline myself to do the things that I need to do? So amongst all these questions that I get from men, I began to realize two things. That men are comfortable, very comfortable, ask me about my food, my cheat meals,
blindly robbing us,
my work ethic,
We're
my tequila
haven't
drinking,
even talked about
my mental health.
Right now.
No, it's just about the Rock's life.
When they ask me, what do I do for my skin? I get it. I completely understand. Just us as dudes, we're not wired to talk about that kind of stuff. I'm glad, and
I'm fine. That's just not the question I want to ask you if I meet you.
About just taking better care of ourselves and wellness. For me, taking care of my skin is of equal importance as all the other stuff that I do. It's all important, and it always has been. My regimen, as we say, has always helped me to feel like my best self. And that's the thing that we all want.
What's he hiding when he does video? Why is he laughing? What's he laughing about?
This part of wellness should be made common and easy for us dudes. Now, here's the cool thing. I've worked with some incredible experts, some scientists who
best knows is in the
smarter than I
fragrance.
That's hard to beat. And together we created a full line of men's care products that are very hardworking and as clean as possible.
Could have been a 10-second video.
But why he said they ask him like
take better care.
They asked people come up and ask, that was a terrible sales pitch by him, by the way.
That was
too
horrible. Not what I thought the video was gonna be.
That's fine. I got a good kick out of him laughing, but he said talk about his skincare and whatnot. About oh yeah, guys are so scared to ask us, but then he's like, I went to the best scientist. So is he saying like? People ask him, Rock, how do you currently take care of your skin? And then he, in the story, went to scientists to go get that created. He was already doing that. So, like, he didn't need to create a product for that.
Well, it's because the product that he created isn't what he actually uses. That's the gist, right? He's been taking care of his skin for so long.
I don't think so, no.
This is what we're going to get. This is the little discovery kit. So it comes with the... Okay. These kind of look like the Green Goblin vials. Hey, back to formula?
Yeah. That's not the Rock down there. That's an AI-generated version of the Rock.
Yeah, Who is this
guy? That guy has 18 fingers or something. But what is
P1 leather and woods? P7 amber and cypress. P21 smoke and bourbon. Man, those don't.
Okay,
that doesn't smell nice.
okay, hang on. I'll take smoke and bourbon. That's fine. What's the second one?
Amber and cypress.
I couldn't tell you what cypress is.
It's a tree, I believe.
Okay, so maybe. But who wants to smell like leather and wood? What the fuck is that? Who wants to smell like leather?
Leather doesn't smell good.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to. We're going to try.
We're going to layer it on, boys, as per his advice.
Dylan's going to fucking hate us.
On the bottle, it's probably like, do not mix.
Do
not get on skin.
You should probably get this for GV Day. You know why? Because we're going to be outside for a cast. Where if we do it for Extra Life and we fucking stink and we're together for 24 hours and it hurts our head.
We'd have to go do showers.
Yeah, or at least we can even just like spray this on our wrist and try that. So yeah, get it, write it off. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Dylan and Tia have no idea what they're signing up for, but there you go. So as I said, so which is the Greek mythology and which is the Japanese folklore? I think the Greek
So what number,
Japanese?
basically?
Yeah, and I don't know what the third one is. Oh, he said, did he say stoic or what was it? What was the other one he said?
He's like, thinking about the Stoics, like the Greek philosophers.
Okay.
What a fucking blanket thing to say.
I
And
feel
then,
like...
Greek mythology, Japanese, well, yeah.
Is leather the Japan?
I have no idea. There's no clear...
I'm just taking a guess, though. I feel like leather and wood could be like the suits, Japanese armors, right? Wooden for the swords they used to use.
Okay.
Greek? Did they have bourbon back in the Greek times?
I think they're more wine drinkers, right? Because they have a lot of grapes.
Okay,
The
so they would be
Greek-
maybe the amber and the cypress.
But like amber. What is that?
They
Is that,
burnt
like,
a lot, right?
What the mosquito
Right.
was fucking stuck in?
Island culture as well. Island
Oh, right.
culture. Okay.
These people.
Let's see. Island culture. That's probably the amber. That's probably the amber and bourbon. Or what was the? Yeah. Amber and cypress got to be Greek. Okay. So that's Greek. Yeah. I'd say that's Greek. The bourbon's the island culture, Samoa. And then leather and wood's Japan.
Your guess is better than mine. I don't know. I don't know how he's reaching.
Absolutely, yes, Bubs. He's just bullshitting for 4 minutes. Yeah, they just said you got to make it 4 minutes. There you go. So
There's a Q&A on the website.
don't do it. Let's move on.
No,
We'll be here
no,
forever.
Yeah.
Kirkland, breaking news. HBO has officially confirmed that Euphoria has ended after 7 years. Tonight's season finale is actually the series
now.
finale. Yeah.
Nice.
There's an article. They put an article. What was this
I'll
year?
drink to that.
Drink some Papatua. Oh! But yeah, there we go. Now we don't. So now I can officially say there's no dancing around it. That was the worst season finale and series finale or final season. So there you go. They won it. So and thank you for HBO for ending that. Let's get to this Patreon question. Then we're gonna get to some of this news here. We got a long way to go. Buckle up, Kirkland. It's gonna be a juicing one. Okay, question one, Clay. Clay's going in the classic. Clay, I'm just busting your balls. It's all good. But Clay goes in the classic form of when we have no topics. You guys, you never send us shit. When we got a massive show, we got 5 topics. Clay's sending us the Spielberg dream roster and dream picks because he's Spielberg, right? And again, he's getting excited for Disclosure Day. So we're still going to answer because that's why if you become a patron, we answer your fucking questions the best we can. Question 1, is Spielberg's next movie really is a Western? What do you want from it? Any specific storyline, revenge, war, romance, family? Any good idea, writers or collaborators on the script? Western or period? What decade exactly? I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer that one, Clay, but which decade exactly? Actress or actor you'd like in it? Okay, I want to go with the Western because he said he's never made a Western and he really wants to do that. So let's do that. I think, it's not breaking the mold, but let's go with a revenge tale. But why I'm doing that is because I could be wrong. I know Schindler's List might have some of those isms, but I don't think Spielberg's a revenge director type of guy. He has a huge career, so I'm sure I'm missing some, right? I'm not the biggest Spielberg guy, not in the sense don't like him. I respect him, like his work, but I've not seen everything or I don't rewatch it. He's not. He is one of my favorite directors because he's made multiple movies that you could say are the greatest movies of all time. It's just when we make our everyone has their 4 Mount Rushmore people that are on there. Spielberg's not on there for me, right? It's just for style wise. So maybe there's some, but I don't think he's a revenge type of guy. So I'd say Western revenge type, and just to push rated R, PG-13. Let's go R. Let's see what Spielberg does with R, and then actor or actresses you'd like in it. I'm just gonna be personal. I'm gonna say I'm getting Sam fucking Reed in there. He's gonna do Lestat Vampire this season. Next week, check it out. That show starts on Sunday, so I'll be reviewing that. I want Sam Reed to get his next big break. That guy can do multiple accents. He can be badass. He can be creepy. He can be a villain. He can be a hero. I'm saying I want Sam Reed to get the fucking rocket strapped to him. And what decade exactly? I don't know, but just when old time, I don't want a modern day Western. I want period piece Western.
What's a modern day Western? Give me an example.
I would say it's still older, but No Country for Old Men, where it's Western, but there's still guns
okay,
and
good
he's
example.
thinking old Clint Eastwood, A Fistful of Dollars or something like that. That's the way. Don't get me wrong. No Country for Old Men. I love that aesthetic, and I love there's another one Chris Pine did a couple good years ago. It was a bank robbery one. So there is ideas of that. I'm sure the Taylor Sheridan stuff too is modern Western, right? But I want old school cowboys, that type of deal. So my pitches are Western, revenge. Sam Reed is the fucking lead. Actress, is there any ladies out there I want right now? Hunter Schafer. She needs a fucking win after Euphoria season 3. Sam Reed, Hunter Schafer, radar revenge film. Go. That's what I pitch.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I'm very similar to you with many things you said there. Spielberg isn't, like, I've seen, obviously, like, the big heavy hitters that he's done, but just because of the freak show, like, maybe I'm wrong by this, and maybe it's just because he's such a big name at this point now, but he just seems like a safe isn't the right word, but just like a more vanilla director compared to some other freak shows out there. And I hope I'm saying that right, because I don't want to like disrespect him, obviously. He's one of the more important names in Hollywood, obviously, because of the work that he's done. And I'm sure he's taken risks to do, some of those other ones that put him on the map. But now I think just because he's such a big name, it's like when I think of a Spielberg title, it's like a Disney movie where, like, okay, I obviously Disney can do interesting stories, but at the end of the day, it's a Disney movie. You kind of know what that formula is going to be.
The best way I'd put it, and this is the way to say in a non-offensive way, I think Spielberg can always make a great movie. He can always make a solid 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 movie. It might not be the movie of the year, the one you walk away from. So I have to bring up one guy to bring him down. But I remember when Leo was talking about Wolf of Wall Street, he said Martin Scorsese is 70 years old and he's still making rock and roll music. I don't think Spielberg's making rock and roll music anymore. Now, I know someone might be like, he never did. I mean the sense like E.T. was revolutionary. Jurassic Park was revolutionary. Indiana Jones was revolutionary. I don't know if he has that in it. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love in a couple weeks from now if we're talking about Disclosure Day, and that is that, where we watch like, okay, he's in there, but I just don't have, I feel like there was a certain time where he just lost that type of, or maybe not lost it, just evolved. I don't know. Maybe it's also just the young man's game type of way where you're trying hungry to build something. Like, he's won multiple Oscars. He's produced billion-dollar franchises. Like, he's done it all. And he is literally, now for my list, no, but if you were to talk about the most important directors of all time for Mount Rushmore, he's easily on there. No question, right? It's not even a debate. So I think it's that thing of like, what is there to conquer? And I don't know. It's, again, I don't think he's made any movie that I would say is bad from War of the Worlds till now. There's just none that I have absolutely loved. And I wish I was like Clay, where I was like jazzed to see that. But like and don't get me wrong, I don't think David Fincher is as good as director Steven Spielberg, but I would be more excited by whatever Fincher's doing next versus Spielberg. Different ages, but I'm just trying to say like somebody like that, okay, maybe they haven't had like hit after hit after hit, but I'm still more excited to see The Adventures of Cliff Booth and what happens there versus Disclosure Day, just because like there's been a bunch of stuff like BFG or Bridge of Spies or West Side Story or like even Fablemans, which was like a biopic about his life. It was very well made and nice, and it had and had his arcs. It checks all the boxes of being a good movie, but it just doesn't like hit with me. And maybe a Western could do that too, right? Maybe that could be a little, and same thing, Radar be a bit more gritty, so.
I'm just because of his name, I'm a Ready Player One defender. Also, I actually really like that movie.
Yeah,
some people dog on that for sure.
I don't dog on, but it's just like it's good, but it's not like I'm not fighting for it in like best of the decade or anything like that, right?
Sure.
It's good. It's a good time,
Yeah. So what was I saying? That you were just comparing to some other directors, not necessarily your Mount Rushmore favorites.
Well, yeah, and also what do you want them to do, etc. That type of stuff. Yeah.
Like, wait, what? Was that the question?
The Clay's question.
About the Western. It was about the Western.
Well, yeah.
I
mean, like in all
Western
that.
In my head.
Yeah. I just mean all that. He has those specifics. Radar, PG-13. He's pulling up the question again.
Yes.
I sent him the question, Clay. I sent him an hour.
You threw me off though, because then you're like asking us. Anyways,
don't be offended, Clay. He still didn't. He finally answered a question I asked him 2 weeks ago today about some filming projects.
Obviously, I prioritize the Patreons over you, asking for some random filming dates, like 3 months from now. Not 3 months from now.
3 months.
It's coming up.
June 20th.
It's coming up. June 6th next week.
He'll be standing outside alone, waiting for a pickup.
But no, regardless, I don't think I've ever really been like a Western fan. I think my Western movie I kind of loved growing up was Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
Oh yeah.
Shouts out to those movies. So yeah, I'm not really like seeking this out, and like Spielberg, it's the name, definitely important name for me. But like when I think of that, I'm not just gonna go see those movies. I'll go see his movies if they interest me. Fablemans never ended up seeing, but like Disclosure Day. As soon as I heard about that movie, I'm so hyped for that. I'm seeing that on day one. Western Spielberg, I could be interested, especially depending on what the trailer looks like and whatnot, and who's a part of it. I didn't even really know what the modern Western is. That's why I asked what Travis would be pitching there. Or, sorry, what Travis knew about the modern Western. So, yeah, I would definitely go the period piece, just the more, like, traditional Red Dead Redemption type era, right? Like, I think that's late 1800s, I would imagine. Well, whatever that early kind of America.
Sure, yeah, that era.
Yeah, like, time period would be. And, like... It makes sense for it to be like a revenge tale because in my mind that's what most westerns are for me. Like I said, I'm pretty surface level knowledge on my experience with westerns. I guess Tombstone would be another good one that I was exposed to recently because of the football draft that we did. Of course, that was a fun time.
Logan would be kind of like another modern western too, like that type of setting, that vibe. Yeah, so that's another example I'd throw out there. Yeah,
I feel like there's just like a visual thing to like westerns,
yeah,
right?
some color grading, some locations, and the pacing. It's usually a bit more of a slower pacing, and you usually have a grizzled lead who doesn't want to do the task, where he does want to do the task, but it's hot, people are sweating, so
yeah, all that stuff. So I would definitely have some romance in there. I think you could have a little bit of war elements in there, like kind of some I guess around that time. Yeah, whatever wars are going on there. I was gonna make a guess, but I'm not gonna guess on my early American history knowledge.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. That's why when Clay asked a decade, I'm like, I'm not going there because there's no way, man.
There's wiser men than me that'll detail that.
Terrible with history and terrible, even worse with geography as well, man. No idea about anything. So
yeah, for sure. So. But getting down the list of questions he asked specifically, I think it would be a PG-13 over rated R. That just seems like a more Spielberg thing to me. I think the other rated R is more interesting.
Also, just Spielberg. There's no Spiel. Just Spielberg.
Why can't I say that? Tomato.
Because there's no H. There's no H in his name. Yeah, Spielberg.
People say.
No one says Spielberg. But that's
Spielberg.
not his name. That's not his name. There's no H there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't get us kicked out.
What am I getting kicked out for? Like,
in the future,
someone's
like
name,
we already lost The Rock. We already lost The Rock if we become filmmakers.
Can't
lose Steven.
Yes. Okay.
So my movies are safe,
Spielberg.
Huh? Fucker.
We're gonna be getting like a GV movie coming across like Hollywood. Sees then Steven
comes
Spielberg.
down to him. Yeah.
And he's like, I remember.
Hi, I'm Steven Spielberg, and he shakes her hand. I'm like, oh, we're fucked, aren't we?
Say my name. Say my name.
And get the fuck out of my office, and that's it. Our career's over.
I feel like he also just looks like such a friendly guy. Like every time I see a photo of Steven Spielberg, but then like in that moment, he's just a total fucking like.
There's stories. You don't want to mess with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Not like bad guy story, but just like he is
Godfather.
like yeah. Like there's a.
Just pulls one of these out, and then let's do it. We're going there.
And I don't think it's a bad.
I'll finish answering my question while you do that.
Yes.
Or finish answering my answer here for Clay. So PG-13, actors, actresses, grizzled lead, handsome man would fit in the Western. Austin Butler, man, like he would totally fit in this whatever universe. Could be an R-rated, but PG-13 for sure. And then for female, I'm gonna take what's her last name? Daisy Edgar Jones from Twisters.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in enough things. She's charming. She's also like, I don't know. She's seems like a capable lead in like action, whatever. So and someone I want to see in more things. And I think those two could have some good on screen chemistry. They're both good looking people. So that would be my Western Spielberg.
This is a clip. This is a clip. Why Steven Spielberg refused to work with Ben Affleck.
I made this movie.
Is that
called
Steven Spielberg?
Man About Town for
No,
Lionsgate.
this is a different guy.
Ben Affleck.
Different actor.
It's really interesting. I had written it.
It's only 2
for
minutes.
Steven Spielberg. He saw me in The Contender, and he put me in a Minority Report, and then I showed him
Oh, good movie.
The Upside of Anger, which I was editing. And he said, we got to do something together. I want you to write something for me. And then Ben Affleck comes to my editing room and watches Upside of Anger. Says, I want to do your next movie. I So I'm doing this.
Live by Night. Wait till you hear about Live
movie
by Night. You
Man
start
About
pitching Live by
Town at
Night.
DreamWorks. He said, I know, I want to do it. I haven't even read the script yet, but I want to do it. I said, okay. I call Steven. Steven says no. Can't do it with him. I love both these guys, and they're both smarter than me, but they both kind of acted like idiots, and so did I. So Steven says, Mike, let me tell you something. One time, he was going with my goddaughter, Gwyneth. And we all went on a trip to Spain.
Gwyneth Paltrow? Is that who he's talking about?
Yeah.
And my son was a little boy, was playing in the pool, and he got out of the pool, and Ben came in fully dressed, and my son pushed Ben into the pool. And Ben got really mad at him. And he came out of the pool, and he picked him up, and he threw him back into the pool and made my son cry. I said, okay. What does this have to do with anything? He goes, I just don't like to work with him. Ben calls me up. He goes, did Steven Spielberg tell you I threw his kid in the water? Is that what happened? Is that why I'm not on your movie?
He would do it just like that.
He just what he said. So I call Steven back. I go, listen. I really think I want to use Ben. He's the right guy. He goes, okay, use Ben. Next morning, I get a call from my agent. DreamWorks is dropping the picture.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Spielberg.
So there is a few stories
Wow.
of that in Hollywood where you don't want to cross Steven because he's a very powerful guy, has a lot of friends, and there's a lot of stories that has happened now.
Wow,
So
interesting. Okay, don't push his son in the pool.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. No, I
come
suppose
on.
we did.
That
cover
kid has it
but-
coming. If
He
that's like a
does have it
life
coming.
lesson, right? Like if you
Yeah.
do something like that to other people, how would you like if you did it?
And the story sounded like the kid was already in the pool, so like he's just getting wet
Like
again, like
in a
who cares?
swimsuit, and then he threw him in the pool and he started to cry. Like he must have fucking did
He
did
probably
some
did fucking
serious.
hurl him though. He just like Ben's a big guy too, so he's just like,
Oh,
"Fuck
man.
you, kid." I bet it's probably more the motive behind it. I bet Ben was just like coming out there with boss night. You fucking throw me in the pool, but like, yeah, it's there's a few stories like that,
That's a
and a
funny
few stories
story.
that's just like, oh yeah, no, they don't work together. Because we don't know, but you know somehow The Rock and Ben Affleck keep coming up on these weekly geeks. So, and then Clay asked, if you were a bartender in what city, what type of bar would you want to work in and why? Obviously, not the greatest question for me because I don't drink and I do hate
don't have to
bad
drink
drunk
to be a
people. No,
bartender.
that's the thing. No, I hate bad like I get annoyed by drunk people if they are like even if they're assholes. Sometimes if it's just like. I think even assholes I have no problem with because, like, hear me out. Like, if an asshole puts their hand on me, I'm going to knock him out. What's worse than an asshole is a fucking annoying drunk because you can't do anything with them. You're like, oh, fuck, they're not trying to fight me, so I can't take them out. And they're not like, they're just like being loud, being obnoxious, just like embarrassing. So I wouldn't love to be that. But, Clay, if that was it, I would want to, like 80s Miami or even Miami like 10 years ago. Because before I met Emily, my plans moved to Miami. Miami has just the best vibes for people because obviously everyone's retired. It's a little bit different there now in the voting body and everything, so I don't think I'd fit in there right now. But even like I said, 10, 15 years ago, Miami, I would have loved to go on there. I planned to move there. I love Miami is the funnest place I've ever been just for vibes wise. I love the beaches, love the weather. You get that thing where it can rain a lot, but then it's nice and warm, so it's the perfect world. So that's where I would be is Miami on the beaches somewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a fun question for sure. I've never been a bartender. I've worked in a kitchen, so that's like the closest I've been there. But like, there's something in the back of my mind where I'm like, man, that'd be kind of been a cool experience. Just like I like people watching, and just that, of course, in that situation, there's just so many weird individuals that you're interacting with. Obviously, you get the usuals, just the straight up alcoholics that are there all the time. And there's bad times when, like you said, people drink too much and they get inebriated and very just arrogant and ridiculous. For in terms of cities, it's I'm not like a city person, but I think like a big city versus just like where we live, like I don't know, Kelowna is growing, but like it's not a city.
Yeah.
So I think you'd be seeing a lot more of like the same people, whereas like in a bigger city, there's just a bigger melting pot of like just freak shows and interesting people alike. I've never been there, but I feel like something just like New York. I would take that. Even though I don't like big cities, I think I would do that just because there is so many people.
Dexter,
You know, maybe
can I
Steven
speak with you
Spielberg.
for a moment?
Steven Spielberg is going to come in, and I'm going to ask him about his relationship with Ben Affleck. You know, and just talking to people. I do enjoy talking to people and just small talking and whatnot. And I feel like that is a great. And who knows? Maybe future whatever. I'm retired and I just want like a side job or something. Maybe I just become a bartender in my later years. Who knows? Like talk about film. Who knows? Who knows? Never say never to anything. I also like making cocktails, so I think that was another thing that could be a fun aspect there. And if it's not New York, I think it would be probably like a warm location, like a tropical type vibe. Like I don't know if it's like a resort type thing, but just like on the beach making some margaritas, get the blender going. Like that just seems like a good vibe. Everyone's like having a good time because they're there for vacation. The weather's nice. Once you're off, you can just go swimming. That seems like a good vibe. So, yeah, I'd probably pick New York just as a pick there. Good question.
There you go. There. I hope you got your fill there, and I hope you got a good Spielberg story there, Clay. But
and how do you say Spielberg?
Spielberg.
Let us know.
Oh, they hopefully say it the right way I do.
Let us know.
All right, I had a game for you here, but we're not going to do that. I'm just going to give you the numbers. So June, lots of box office happening. A bunch of movies are coming out, so giving you some of the tracking numbers. Can I let you know? And obviously, all these movies we don't have official budget, so it's gonna be a feel for you, Kirkland, about if you think this is a win or or something to be worried about. Toy Story right now tracking to be 150 to 170 opening weekend $1 million.
$150 million. Yeah.
150 to 170.
That's really good, isn't it?
Yeah. That would be a franchise best if they were to hit that number.
So that is pretty good. Yeah.
Yes, the biggest score before was 120. So this would be beating it by a whole 30 to 60 million.
What was
30
your
to 50
question?
million.
What was your question for me? Just a reaction?
That was a Taylor moment. I literally fed him the whole. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you if we don't have the budgets for these movies. Because originally I was going to give you all the movies and tell you the opening. Okay. This is what I'll pull out because you would have guessed that one. But I was going to give you the number and tell you what movies. So the movies I'm talking about right now are Toy Story 5, Disclosure Day, Scary Movie, Masters of the Universe, and Supergirl.
Okay.
And I was like, tracking for 150 million. I think you probably would have guessed it's Toy Story. But the fact that it's like could be even I would always think Toy Story was going to do great, but I didn't know for sure after Lightyear how it was going to go. And the fact to be a franchise best just shows, man, people just want those Pixar sequels. They don't care. They don't care if they listen to people like me that's like, oh, this should have ended with 3. Doesn't matter. They're there. That's a massive number. And that's why, because all these movies, other than one I'm going to give you, are kind of tracking to being lower. I had said that at the beginning of the year. We talked about that after 9, Supergirl, and some of these other movies should have stayed the fuck away from June, because I know people go, oh, it might not be a family movie. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it's just, if you're going to pay a bunch of money to see a movie, that's one. But, okay, I'm going to give you, what do you think is tracking at 47 to 65 million?
47 to 65 million.
Yeah. Scary Movie, Disclosure Day, He-Man, Supergirl.
Oh, no.
I'd say, and this is the second top one, I'd say. This is the second highest.
Disclosure Day?
No. This is Supergirl. Wow. This is tracking at 47 to 65 million.
Disclosure Day. What's going on, man? Spielberg, come on.
That's hurting my ears. Yeah, well, Spielberg doesn't have like huge tracking nowadays, but
I guess not. Yeah, that's just something I have in the back of my head because I'm just used to seeing his name on like things like what you said, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park. Okay.
So yeah, that's 47.
I also thought Supergirl
million.
was like a lot lower. So that's kind of why I assumed it would have been not the second highest there. What
was Superman's opening weekend? I just want to find that out because honestly, if it's the higher end of 65, like I don't need gold. So it's like half. Does that sound like success for you, Kirkland? Because I don't know where I am. Superman opens at 120 domestically. This does half that at 60, 65. Is that a yay or nay for Supergirl?
And what's the budget? Or we don't know yet?
No, we don't know the budgets of any of these. So, budget withstanding.
Half of Superman.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been like 3/4.
Okay.
Like I didn't think it would have been Superman. I think that would have been like in the back of my head. Like, damn, that'd be pretty crazy if it met there. But Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like a real positive like theater reaction, of course. Of course that's hard to judge like globally and like across the board for people that are going to go see it other than just getting positive reactions in the moment, from that scene. Yeah, maybe people are like me and they really didn't love that trailer. Maybe that's what's deterring some attention there. But half of Superman, I don't think it's like a bombshell. Like it's like, okay, that is what that is.
Yeah, like it's not like it shouldn't hit Superman numbers unless it's like extraordinary, right? Either the movie or it's like directed by Nolan and starring some other big actors, right? Because like we like Millie Alcock, but it's not like she was in the entire season of Game of Thrones. If you don't watch that, you've no touchstone to who she is. I don't think in comparison it is bad. She is like a side character in a sense of Superman. She is her own character, but will people always see her as like Superman came first and then there's Supergirl, right? So I don't think it's as bad. I think it's just like what we've talked about before, like what's that second weekend going to be, and that I don't know. And the other thing is too, I think it's like an all right opening, but one of my least favorite sayings, Kirkland, that people say, like they've been saying it for a while, and I think they feel justified when they see like Backrooms Obsession come out. There's two of them, right? It's like Hollywood needs more original ideas. It's like, well, there's hundreds and thousands of those, and movies bomb all the time with those, right? Yep. And the other thing is people always kept saying this, especially after Marvel and DC had a bunch of bombs, they'd say, well, it's not superhero fatigue, it's bad movie fatigue. And it's like, I don't think so. I'm not like, if that's the case, again, I can list you how many movies are critically raved about or person raved about and they don't find an audience and they don't make money, right? And that's the thing where it's just I can't go on that sense, because I do think there is a sense of, I 100% am in the camp, there's a sense of superhero fatigue. Now I don't think it's in the way where the franchise is going to die. What I've been saying lately is people want like the bigger characters. They want the Spider-Man, the Batman, the Avengers, even Superman, but the more smaller characters like Supergirl or the Thunderbolts, that's when people might go, you know what, I don't need to see another one of these. It needs to be something special, or it just can't be like a good to great movie, because we've seen a bunch of those like bomb. So I'm kind of sick and tired of that. I think there is a superhero fatigue going on. Supergirl budget listed at 170 million. I know it's that right now. We need to wait and see more. But if it has to make double, like that's tough. So it has to make 340, right? Or 320? No, 340. Yeah,
340.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's pretty high.
That's pretty high for if it's starting at 65, right? Like, and we'll get to Mando in a second. When
I feel like there's like certain superhero movies that like in my mind I'm like, oh yeah, that'll have some legs internationally. I don't think Supergirl is.
No,
that.
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm surprised by that, but yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it is.
Mm-hmm. So then we got. I'll give you the lowest amount.
Okay.
Where is it here? I'll find 25 to 35 million.
And we have Scary Movie, Disclosure Day, and
He-Man. Those are the last three you got there.
Like, I don't want it to be Scary Movie.
Okay.
Probably Scary Movie or He-Man.
Is that your final answer? Well, you said two. I got to accept one.
I'll say He-Man for my love pick.
It is He-Man at 25 to 35 million. That movie, I think, is.
Let's go.
That movie is rumored to cost around 200 million.
Man.
Go to After 9. It's on the feeds. We had a good time with S-Bubs and Mike and April. We touched upon a little bit there, but just again, the fact that any company was giving He-Man 200 million in 2026, that's on them. Now, luckily for them, it's Amazon, so I don't give a fuck. They can make 200 million in a minute by the time everybody orders. Yeah, so they're fine there. But any other studio that would like sink them. And hey, again, at the end of the day, I hope it doesn't don't think about budgets. I hope it's great and people that want that movie are excited by it. But for me, I don't care about He-Man, and I just don't think there's juice in that franchise, and I'm not surprised at all. But that's where it's like, man, you got He-Man, you got that, you got another movie that might be tracking lower. What is tracking at 40 to 50 million? You got Disclosure Day and Scary Movie.
Scary Movie.
I guess it's kind of a trick question. Scary Movie's tracking from 35 to 52, and Disclosure Day is 40 to 50 million. So about the same. I think that's great for Scary Movie 6. I want to, because me and Taylor talking about this, I want to see what the budget is because people might be like, oh, it's Scary Movie parodies. What I worry about is getting all the OGs back. You got to get Keenan, who has a producer credit. You get Sean and Marlon, and then Regina Hall, Regina Hall was just in a fucking Best Picture movie last year, you know? And then, what was it? Dylan asked roll credits on Bond. Those credits aren't rolling, you know? I'm over here talking about Euphoria. Yeah. And then same thing. And Anna Faris, you know, she's had some success. So I don't know what the budget is overall, but I think it's like a opening weekend. So this weekend, which is crazy, Kirkland, we're seeing Scary Movie 6 in 4 days now, but it's opening the same time as He-Man. It's supposed to beat He-Man. And then Disclosure Day, it's tracking at 40 to 50, which it's honestly, because I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, that's low tracking. I actually think that's like higher than I thought it was going to be, because I've said this for a while that I don't think, don't get me wrong, there's millions of people that care about aliens. I don't think the world cares about aliens like they used to. We live in a world where so much gets revealed about aliens and people don't even give a shit about it anymore. Like 20 years ago, it would have been massive, some of the information we get. Now it's like, oh, cool, and it's on to the next thing. So I think 40 to 50 is not actually bad. I'm not saying it's going to be like profitable, because I think that movie could be a lot, but Scary Movie, I think 40 to 50, that's or 35 to 50, that's pretty good for like, and I don't think those movies were opening like that before, but I do think I think that is a very much our generation type of movie, and like a lot of people grew up with them, so they want to see them with a bunch of friends and whatnot. So I hope it does. I hope it does well, but obviously more importantly, I hope it is good, because that's one of those movies that will break me if it just were sitting there and we got the Homelander face going on.
Oh man, yeah. I don't think so though. The trailer gets me positive.
Yeah. Disclosure Day, you think that's a fine opening, 40 to 50?
That's low. I think you make great points though. Like it's kind of interesting that the alien, I don't want to call it alien fatigue, just alien interest is very much
alien fatigue. We got alien fatigue.
Like it really is not something that gets people just blowing up and going up in arms about these days. And maybe it is just an exposure thing. Maybe it's just people are so caught up in their day-to-day lives that they I don't got time for fucking aliens, you know. I got
bigger problems, or
I gotta go to work. Yeah, exactly, like stuff like that. It's interesting though, because I feel like as long as like I've been aware of like the idea of aliens, just like the government cover-ups and like just they're gonna disclose it, like that is just such a interesting concept. So like that's why as soon as I heard about this movie, I'm sold. Like I got to go see this. Trailer was really, really intense and exciting, but I guess I'm in the minority of people that are kind of feeling that. And I already kind of mentioned that I thought Spielberg had a bigger draw, like just his name alone, to movies, but I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that.
You guys are the only people I know talking about scary movies. That's in my life. It's not like Kyle. Like obviously he used to be on the podcast, but he's kind of out of it. But he messaged me like, "Hey, when are you guys seeing it?" My sister messaged me. My cousin messaged me, and different. Like he lives in Vancouver, but he's like, "Oh, you like they're making one of these." So obviously not like a big group, but like more like people that don't message me always about these type of movies. So I've had the opposite where, and I know you guys have people that are talking about it, so I've had the opposite where I've heard more people talk about Scary Movie than anything other than maybe the Odyssey, and the Odyssey is just because like fucking Nolan, man, like can't wait for Nolan, or like Spider-Man, right? So I Scary Movie, I hear tons of people talking about that, and I think it depends too, like Mike, I don't know if you're a big fan, but I think the people that were fans, they're it's weird to say like I'm a diehard Scary Movie fan, but it's one of those you swear by, and it's like a big like, oh, I watch this with friends all the time, so there's some nostalgic to it, and especially those actors too. It's not just the brand, it's them getting the 4 actors, and you know the other people, right? There's other originals in there, but the 4 actors, the OGs, getting them back, that's a big deal. So I'm very excited for that. So all right, let's take an ad break.
Is that a coyote I just heard in the background?
That is a coyote in the background.
Wow,
they're always out here.
Loud.
Yeah, they're usually about, oh!
The fucking Justin Long movie that we saw.
Oh God, coyotes. Yeah, they're usually fucking around with the animals out here. So there you go.
They're eating well.
All right, so we're gonna do one last topic, and then we'll transition in our Backrooms topic. So we'll be right back. And we're back. Superman says the genre got so run in the ground. Meet the Spartans. I think that's why people are excited for this, and that's why I hope this is not that. But I think people are just excited to return to the originals of that generation. Also, you have Hot Shots and Airplane, but of the 2000s, that really kicked off the parody type of movie. So,
yep.
Kirkland. Last week we were talking about Mando. Had that opening weekend. Actually came in at one point it came in 2 million above the projections. Actually came in 1 million below when the finals came in there, so it couldn't hit the projections. But then we're like, okay, what's going on weekend 2? We were both on the side that we think, talking to other people, seeing the reactions, that it was going to crash and burn. And it pretty much did. It dropped 69%. It did not finish even second. So it's the first ever Star Wars movie not to finish first in its second weekend. It was behind not only Backrooms, but Obsession, which Obsession is on a run because I'm saying it like Spielberg. Obsession, can I get this here? It had a 30% growth in the weekend. So it's done from weekend 2 to weekend 3, it's been bigger each weekend. I don't think it'll pull it off in weekend 4, but you never know. So that going on. But yeah, so it didn't finish number 1, didn't even finish number 2. I think it made about like somewhere around 24 million. It's crossed like 200 million now. Looks like it's probably going to be similar to Solo, but lower because it's track behind. It's probably going to finish at that 350. We said this last week, but we got the confirmation. You surprised that it had a massive drop this last weekend?
Not surprised, especially just because of the buzz around Obsession, and then there was a lot more hype around Backrooms than I was really familiar with. I found that out when I went and saw it. But yeah, no, very much not surprised. Like, my opening theater there's people in there, but like it was really not anything close to what I was seeing for Obsession and Backrooms, and even just my own 10 p.m. showing for Backrooms was jam-packed in comparison to Mando. And April said in the Discord, she's like, her son's big Star Wars fan, and like he wanted to see Backrooms over Star Wars. And like I've heard the same thing. Like people in my life that are interested in Star Wars, maybe their kids are interested in Star Wars, and like they're like, yeah, no, we're not. Like, there's no buzz around that specific project, which I'm not surprised about personally. But like when I think of just the fact that Star Wars, like it's been 7-8 years since the last Star Wars movie in theaters. The first Star Wars movie in theaters, like 69% drop off from week 1 to week 2. It's pretty, like, I don't think surprising is the right word, but it's just like eye opening of like, okay, this is like very clear that they are not in a healthy spot, Lucasfilms and Star Wars overall. And it just makes so much more sense when we talk about the ideas of like, oh well, Skywalker's coming back. We're just gonna resurrect Anakin. Let's fucking dig for gold here, people, because we have this massive franchise that is not selling seats. Their parks will always be successful. The Star Wars stuff in there is
always
great,
merch,
but always merch. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, what we've talked about before, the hunt for Ben Solo and all this type of stuff, we never know what the projections of what they want, right? If they made this movie and they're like, hey, if we can make 300 to 350 million, we're happy with that. We don't know what's happening in the back rooms, no pun intended. We really don't know what their goals are. If they expected to put this out and be a massive hit, then yeah, maybe that was, obviously it's not what they're getting there, but we don't know what they look on a sheet. And it could just be, hey, we don't want to release this as a show, put in the theaters, get as much money as possible. Even if they don't care, just get as much money as possible. We're going to Starfighter. And yeah, that Star Wars is obviously not in a good place. I'd say it's probably the lowest it's ever been, but we do have to see what happens next year. And that's where I was talking with Maddie about like a pizza bet for how good or bad Starfighter did. And he gave me a number like top 500 million. And that's what's so tough for me, because all you have right now are 2 films that came out just below 400 million, likely with Mando. And then the other movies are $1 billion movies. So the Disney era, it's like, you have high success rate or low success. Like there's no like in the middle. And Starfire at 500 would be in the middle. And I don't know. Is this a situation where they see Starfighter and they went, oh, that Mando movie wasn't that good, or I heard it wasn't that good, and I'll just wait till streaming to watch Star Wars from now on? Or is it
which I forgot about, but next year's the 50th anniversary. They're putting New Hope in theaters. Can they use some of that goodwill to like jumpstart Star Wars again? And could it be? And I do think Starfighter will be better than Mandalorian and Grogu. I trust the team with that and Sean Levy to make like a popcorn flick for everyone to enjoy. I just don't know where that is at. And again, what I pushed back, I know Kevin Davis on our review, he brought that up, and other people I know, Fanboy Clay feels that way of, Star Wars is just for kids. It's like, well, the kids aren't wanting it then. Like you talk about April's son there, right? It's like it might just be for kids, but then it's not this generation of kids, and that's where that was the gamble they made, right? When they made a movie that's so kind of, and there's sure some scary creatures, but really way more kiddie. You have to have that big kid family audience, because if you don't, they're not going to come out. And as I've said before, Toy Story Minions is on the way. Mario was in April. It got, just like Supergirl, it got sandwiched in between stuff that other people would go see. Because even then, like, even if you like Mando more than Grogu or whatnot, like, or sorry, more than Mario, Mario's just such a big brand, and Toy Story is such a big brand, and Minions, right? Where sure you can say Star Wars, but Mando and Grogu are not the same. So I know I said this, I think, in the season 2 of Andor review when they had the sexual assault storyline, and that was a very divisive storyline with the Star Wars community, right? And I said, hey, this might not be forever, because at one point I said you can't have all Star Wars be Andor, right? Because you cut off a certain audience. But then eventually I came around and I said, you know what? Maybe you just do. Maybe Star Wars just has to change. And there was a certain time, and I'm not saying there has to be SA in all the projects, but just like more adult, because maybe that was a certain time. Maybe if it was for kids, maybe that was a certain time. But guess what? Those kids have now fucking grown up, and maybe because the other thing that happens is if they don't like Star Wars, guess what? They don't bring their kids to it. I love Star Wars. This was a fun time in the theaters with the girls, but there's other people I know that if they are picking a couple movies every summer, they might go, you know what, I haven't really liked what Star Wars is doing. I'm not in love with it anymore. My kids don't care about it. Because like my kids, like they enjoy Star Wars, but it's not like one of their big love passion things, right? They didn't walk out of Mandalorian and Grogu being like, oh man, I want to watch more. Where now when we're playing Lego Batman, they're asking me, oh, can we watch the Batman movies, right? They didn't have that. So even if it's for the kids, my kids they enjoyed it, had a good time, but they weren't like, can we watch the show? Is there this? So that's where it's just like, maybe there is just a change. It might be radical. It might be, oh, do you lose all the kids? But you've kind of, I feel like you lost them. Other than my kids, there wasn't, and it was opening night, but still, I've been to opening night with fucking movies. I've been to Zootopia at like 7 p.m. and the theater's full of families. So don't give me the shit of like, oh, it's Thursday opening. And it's like, no. I've been to theaters late night when it's like there's kids. Other than my girls, there's not a single fucking kid in that theater when I saw it, right? So it's like, is it for the kids? So that's where, yeah, they need to check up on that, and just they need a big change. And yeah, I don't think it's fun to meme on. I don't think Filoni's going anywhere. I think he gets some shots at the thing, but Starfire has immense pressure, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna do a Travis Told You look at some box office stuff. So because I just don't know to take that. Would you take that bet on Starfire to make 500 million? Pizza bet with Maddie.
Like, is he on the
you actually have to.
Or over?
He's on the over. He said he said something like Starfire won't fail or won't be an issue. Where I'm like,
oh man, I'm so not comfortable with that.
Yeah,
it being over 500.
I could see both, because we've been there before. Both Marvel, DC, we've been there where all these things bomb and it's not doing good, and then something comes up and it's huge, right? Look at Marvel the year before. They had Deadpool, Wolverine, massive, and then the next year Thunderbolts, and they had Captain America, right? And same thing with DC. The Justice League underperforms, and Aquaman comes out and becomes the biggest DC movie of all time. Didn't impact it at all. So that's where I don't know. I could see a version where Starfire, everyone just ignores Mando and Grogu, and Starfire is the next movie. It's the 50th anniversary. They're excited. Here we are. Or I could see a version where it's like, yeah, I don't fuck with Star Wars anymore. I don't care if Ryan Gosling's in it. I don't care if it's what. So that's why it's like,
man,
I love a good pizza bet, but I told Maddie I got to think on it.
Like, even if there's lightsabers all over the promo, I don't even know if that's a guaranteed over 500.
They need that, though. They need lightsabers and Force. Yes.
I think that helps the money. Like, absolutely. I completely agree with every time you brought that up. But man, just where we are right now in the film era of Star Wars, I don't know. I don't know if it does that. And to me, the easy answer there, lower budgets for these projects, because then it's a way easier buffer period. But I don't know what their reasoning is for why they have to be these just crazy budgets on.
Well,
very weak
effects,
story.
actors, all that stuff, locations, right? So that's the thing where, because if you make an expensive movie and it hits and it's billion, that funds the whole wheel, right? Because even like Obsession costs $750K, it's gonna make 250 million. So on the return
Insane.
investment, that is insane, right? But at the same time, 250 million. You look at that for Star Wars. If Mando makes that, they're like, "Fuck, this doesn't do anything for us," right?
Yep.
It is good for indie filmmaking and that particular film, but a movie like Obsession doesn't spin the whole studio, right? You need the bigger ones, unless you're a smaller studio like A24 and Blumhouse, that works. But for the bigger companies, they need the Disney ones where they're out there. And I agree with you, that's what needs to happen. Or what needs to happen is like with Dune and Odyssey, where we hear that actors take a pay cut to work with those directors so it looks better, right? That's what I think needs to happen where, okay, the budget of the movie is huge, but it's huge because it's on the screen, not because, okay, Leo needed 50 million for this project, which, hey, go get your bag, do whatever. But if you're talking about for the success of the industry, that's where I think it needs to, the budgets definitely should be looked at as far as these smaller budget. Like Backrooms 2 had like a budget of like 10 million. It's going to be, biggest A24 movie of all time. Massive profit there, right? But not everything can be that, because again, people are like, oh, original movies are back. I love Spider-Man. It's not an original movie. That's going to do great. Toy Story's not an original movie. That's going to do great. Minions. So it's still a case-by-case basis. It's not, it definitely feels more than ever since we've been doing the podcast that original movies are starting to rise to the bubble, even they're smaller. And I think it is a case of people getting a little tired of the same old. But again, you're still going to have like probably 10 IP movies later on this year do gangbusters, right? So it's not like, if we have a summer where Toy Story bombed and Spider-Man bombed and Avengers, then we'd be like, okay, maybe it is that time. But no, it's just some of these are some more success stories,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, completely.
And Superman says, also the fact that they have still zero plans after Starfire. The universe has no clear direction. Yeah, that's why
We're resurrecting.
think...
That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, Star Wars is feeling like early 2020s DC. Yeah, absolutely. Like after the Snyder, like the Justice League, and it was like, here's Birds of Prey, and here's Aquaman, and here's Shazam. It's like, how does this all work together? Here's even the Batman, right? It was like, well, where's the Batman fit into this? Like that started as a Ben Affleck movie. So, it's going to be interesting, but I think that's why there is that rumor that they're working on episode 10, 11, and 12, but I think they just don't want to announce that because they don't want to set the flag and be like, we're making episode 10 yet, because that's a scary idea. Mm-hmm. So the only thing I just want to see, like for Starfire, like, no, I'll do that. Tuna Trash Story. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look around that time and see what's coming out in April, May, and everything. So the calendar will be up there. To transition into our last thing here, Backrooms. Kirk, I'm going to hit you with some stats before we get there. Backrooms opened with $81 million. Fifth biggest domestic opening for a horror film ever. A24's second highest grossing film of all time domestically already, which that's going to be in a few days done. So it's crazy. All the films took one weekend. That was done. Let's see. Where's the other ones here? Oh, I got all the rest here. And shout out to him. Good job. Kane Parsons become the youngest director at 20 to helm a #1 movie at the box office film globally. Good on this guy. For 6 years, he's been doing this Backroom series, stuff like that. Good on him for the hard work and doing all that stuff. Makes you feel, oh man, 20 is doing that. I should have been doing some shit earlier on, but I'm getting married, having kids. But that's a good thing. You got to establish a family life, but good for him doing this. Largest original horror debut in history. Largest opening weekend for the first time ever film director. Biggest rated R. And then amongst the top 15 rated R openings all time. And like I said, the budget for Backrooms, let's see here, just to confirm that, was 10 million. So within like opening night, they made that back. So big success story. Obviously, he has a following on YouTube. He's been doing the series for the years. We talked about this on After 9. That is Backrooms is a concept that's been around for a long time. So, and again, it's just cool to see that Obsession and Backrooms are having, whatever you feel with the films, they're having this huge moment. And that is very crazy where you have a 20-year-old and a 26-year-old director with their original IP ideas, and they're beating a Star Wars movie in its second weekend. That's some cool stuff. That is good for the industry, and I hope stuff like that continues. So in that sense, great for the movie. Kirk and Patzer, what did you think of, and do non-spoilers first, and then any spoiler stuff, because we had talk spoilers. I don't actually have too much to say in spoilers, because the movie is only an hour and a half, and I'll say like a lot happens, but a lot also doesn't happen at the same time in a sense. Yes. So, but yeah, non-spoilers, what did you think of Backrooms?
Yeah, I mean, this was a much anticipated one for myself because my father showed me a couple of the YouTube videos. I didn't know there was a series, so I think we just like watched a couple like out of order
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever. Like
he's been
just
going
what
on
the idea
for the
was.
past 6 years,
Yeah,
going
which
hard.
is
Yeah,
sweet, and obviously it worked out for him. You know, he got a YouTube following, and then it led to this crazy deal. And who knows what comes after this, right? Hope he's not just a one hit wonder. They're like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What's your next idea? Well, fuck, I just been backrooming for all these decades.
Yeah, I'm really
Um,
inspired by Euphoria season 3, so I want to do something like that.
We're gonna give you $100 million for a budget.
yeah, yeah.
You
Backrooms
run with
2.
it. Yeah.
Almo's in there. What the
Sydney
fuck's going on?
Sweeney.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was really excited for this. I hadn't seen a trailer for this one though, so I was going into it very blind, other than just
okay.
what the idea of what the Backrooms was. And in my mind, I'm like, hey, it's gonna be the same thing, just bigger budget, and that sounds amazing to me because like those videos are really well made. Obviously, like super low budget. This isn't a big budget, but like in comparison to the YouTube, it's much higher. So
Yes.
and like those videos are fucking creepy, and they totally are like, what the fuck is gonna happen? And like I just love that concept of like you're basically in a dream. Like it just doesn't make sense. It breaks your brain like concept of like where you would expect like the physicality of these rooms are, and that's all about the rooms. And this movie isn't all about the rooms. Man, Chiwetel Ejiofor, I hope I'm saying his name right.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, such a phenomenal actor. He's so
Absolutely.
great. You talked all about him.
What about
on our
what are you
After
gonna
Nine
say?
there? I just like, man, like his whole storyline of like his family and like this therapy sequence. You said it's only an hour and a half. This felt so long to me, honestly, and it's because of these dialogue sequences. Like there's multiple times when he's having these therapy sessions with whatever her name is. Mary is her character's name. I don't know what the actress's name is. I thought she was good also, but just
Yeah.
the scene, like it's just going on for so long, and like I'm here to see these back rooms. I'm here to just be going down these infinite corridors and figuring out what the fuck's going on. And like I don't know how long it is, probably I don't know 15-20 minutes, maybe somewhere around there. It feels like an hour though for us to like actually get to the backroom sequence, and this is all just subjective. This is all my personal opinion. And I should remind myself, you said spoilers free, so I'll stay away from some stuff there. But yeah, I pretty much just wanted the whole thing to just be that, like the YouTube with a bigger budget. Maybe in those YouTubes they like go into the lore and whatnot. I'm sure they do. I mean,
They
it's the guy
do.
that's
There's a
directing
whole
it.
bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So I really didn't really care. Like I didn't care for that. And the explanations of it, it just seemed like we tried to explain it kind of at the end. And there's one in particular scene in the back rooms when they're like explaining with Chiwetel Ejiofor and what's her face at like the dinner scene, like
Yes.
that one before it just gets crazy. And I was just so confused. Like he's explaining what's going on, and I was just like, I don't know if it's just unsatisfying to me or like whatever. I'm also just confused as to like what his motivation was like in that point in time. I guess he's compromised in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you can explain that a little bit more. But another guy that popped up in here that I was shocked about, Mark Duplass. He's from Morning Show is the only thing I think I've seen this guy in.
Oh, yeah?
He's so good in that show. And right away I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's in this movie. Did not need him in this movie at all. Like the scene with him and Mary, like just like, man, really? Okay. Yeah, just so uninterested in that. The movie definitely just like ends in a certain way. And I think I was just unhappy with the explanation. Really what it was though is just I was going there to just go through the back rooms, and I got more than that, and I definitely didn't want that. Now all that being said, the stuff actually in the back rooms, man, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. Like when they first go in there and you're just following Chiwetel, and he's just like, well, I don't know, you're just following with him, and of course like that is what the YouTube series is that I got like just totally intrigued by and weirded out by. All that stuff was so good. Like when he's first going through there and you just turn a corner. There's like a spoiler thing I'll say. I'll save that. That was by far my favorite scene is this particular sequence. So there's definitely like some good tension building moments and like suspense. I thought all that was really good. but we just try to do too much. Like, okay, Chiwetel Ejiofor, he's a terrible piece of shit. You know, he's like not good to his wife, and like all these. Like, I don't need this. I don't need these. Like, just moments.
You gotta get invested in a character though, because if you don't do that, then it's just the Backrooms, and that's the YouTube series, right?
And that's a great counter argument because like that's how you kind of make a full length movie out of this. So it's like I should have known that going into it. Maybe if I watched the trailer, I could have like prepared myself a little bit for it. And then some breaking the fourth wall things. I saw this at 10 p.m. on a Friday, and man, there was people like, I swear, like every seat was taken. Like I was in a pretty good spot, but there's like people like literally front row, like the whole front section was completely packed. Now, a lot of like high school, I'm assuming, or middle school kids, you know, it's Friday. That makes sense. It's a late showing. I probably should have assumed that. Travis, I'm getting old because I just get so fucking grumpy and cranky with just like dumb fucking members of the youth. Okay. And I get it. I get why they're like that. I was like that. Probably even worse. I was probably even worse than what these characters are. But now that I'm an older man, I'm in my 30s now, I just get so fucking triggered by some of these fucking just yoo-haws out here playing what is the quote? Yoo-haw with the fuck around gang, whatever.
Yoo-haw with the fuck around gang.
Yeah. And they're like throwing popcorn at each other, like literally in the theater. They're like screaming at like really random moments because they're just like trying to get like I don't know, trying to impress their female friend that they brought with them. There was like groups of just like friends that were like actually making noise in the movie. And
did they stop when the movie started?
No. Oh no. Like
I've heard
there's a scene when they go through the back room and one person just screamed. Like literally just screamed, and then it activated. Like some person in the back left screamed, and then they like giggle, and then like person in the far right like screamed.
I've seen a lot of people complaining about bad etiquette in this movie. Luckily, I had a lot of young film type of dudes and people like that. But when the movie started, they were mostly, I would say, 95% good. So.
And like majority of the movie was fine. If I was sitting near them, I would have been so triggered because like they're literally like I could see them in front of. They're like in the front second. They're just whipping popcorn at each other. They keep turning around and like whispering things to each other. I'm just trying to lock in and see this adventure. So overall, it wasn't like game. If it was game breaking, like yeah, okay, I'm gonna go talk to someone. Like this is ridiculous. Get these people out of my theater. I paid money to come see this. Like this is something. But like I don't know, it's also just it's a YouTube series. A lot of the people are probably just interested in that, and like yeah, a lot of seats were sold. Absolutely, the 9:20 showing was totally sold out. My showing, the 10 p.m. was fully sold out. And the 7
they added another showing for me, so.
Yeah, the 7:30 one. I sent you guys the screenshot. It was insane. It was like completely sold out also. So really, really good for the success of the movie. But yeah, I was just getting triggered by that. But like, obviously, I'm not going to blame the movie for that. That was just my own experience. And going opening weekend on like Friday late showing, I should have known that would be the case. You know, kids are out on the Friday. And I'm also just triggered too because these fucking kids are all around my neighborhood on their e-scooters, and I swear to God, they're gonna get decked by a car. It might be me, might be someone else. Dude, I get so triggered by these kids just rip around.
E-scooter kids run around my neighborhood.
They don't follow the rules of the road, and they're gonna get decked. And like a child is actually gonna get seriously injured, and then it's gonna be like, okay, now there's more laws implemented. But rant over. I was just carrying extra things in the movie, but yeah, the backroom stuff was good, but the story around it, I just was really and like the stuff with the like Mary's daughter and like they tie it back to like her mom being like well, her daughter too, right, died in it. Not in the movie, but like she's carrying that PTSD. The therapist lady, that's why she's carrying that rock around, because it's like the handprint of the little girl. Or is that supposed to be her?
I think that's her.
Okay, yeah.
That's her.
Regardless, yeah. It was weak stuff, and like you said, you do have to make a story, get someone invested in the characters. Like all your points are completely fair, but just that's not really what I wanted out of my venture. And yeah, like the opening when he's just like doing this therapy session with her. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Like seriously, like I felt like Homelander, especially there's kids all around me throwing popcorn, and like I 100% was Homelander in that theater.
She's hot.
Yeah. But then we go to the back rooms, and I'm vibing, and I'm like, okay, they're actually doing this here. But that just didn't seem enough, I think. But yeah. So yeah, not a fail. Like I wouldn't fail the movie. I was just like
You dropped the Kirkland very first reaction in the Discord. Said, I've seen Backrooms. Then he got out. He dropped it.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
And that's how I felt with like the Chutal Ejiofor like therapy stuff, and him like thinking about his family and living in the fucking furniture store. Can I say spoilers now?
Well, I haven't given my thoughts.
Okay. I forgot that this is a full review. I kind of forgot you already.
Oh, I'm gonna cut this out. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Okay, I don't need to. I'm just trying to listen. I'm trying to get my thoughts, and Kirkland's over here.
You have the right to shut the fuck up.
No, we're ending the episode here. We're ending the episode.
Yeah, 0 out of 10. Don't see it. No, like I said before, I had only looked it up once. I heard this guy's getting a deal from the YouTube series. Okay, I watched a few videos. Fun vibes, fun aesthetic, and that's where I guess you're right, because I was telling people it is just the video, like the YouTube series with a bigger budget. Now, they don't have the character stuff in the YouTube series like that when they're in the real world. As far as I know, I've only seen, but what I've seen, I don't think it's like a full subplot. It's mostly people go in the back rooms. So I'm just saying the Backrooms portion definitely feels like it's, we're just going to do what we do in the YouTube series, but we got more money. And that's fine. That's cool, because that's good. I wasn't surprised when the cinema score came out, because Obsession got an A-, which is rare for horror movies. That's really good. Where this got like a B-. And when my theater ended, it definitely had a vibe. Someone about this a bit after, and I didn't want to spoil a review, but the lights went up, and I said the quote already. The guy's like, well, that was overhyped. And I felt like that a little bit. I wasn't fully on that bandwagon, but I understood. I definitely think this is a bit more front-loaded than Obsession for the box office and stuff, because I think a lot of his fans are going to see it. I don't think he'll have the same word of mouth, because Obsession is a weird movie. This is a more weird, heady movie. And yeah, I don't mind, because you do need all those things with Chiwetel Ejiofor and, oh god, what's her name? I gotta get it, because she's an amazing actor. She's in a bunch of stuff, Kirkland, that's in foreign stuff. Like she was in Cinema Valley last year, and it was great. But back,
I don't know how to say her name. Otherwise, that would help you out here.
Renate Rensve. Yeah, fuck me, damn it. But
nationality. Let's get to the bottom of this. She is
Swedish,
Norwegian.
Norwegian, okay, that's what it is. Okay, but no, so they are both great in here. Specifically, Chiwetel Ejiofor is fantastic. I think he's really fun. So I think you do need those story elements. For me, it just didn't all come together. I think the Act 1 can be a bit slower, but the Act 1's a good setup, and Act 2, there's some intrigue there. I agree with you. Even at an hour and a half, it did feel like a little longer, but I think that's the pacing of this movie. It's definitely like a vibes movie where you're just sitting with time, going with it, and then I think the third act delivers on the wildness and the scares, even though like nothing scared me, but it delivers on those thrills. But I don't think that all the characters really fully came together, and it ends very much on like crazy stuff, eh? You will not that, yeah, just like crazy stuff, eh? And it's like, yeah, and that's like the end of the movie. It's just like you don't feel like too much of a resolution there. So I think where I lean towards, though, because obviously the guy's been doing it for a while, is I think the atmosphere stuff he did great. I think he got good performance as the actors. I think there's some stuff where, you know, minor spoilers, why does Chiwetel Ejiofor care so much to show his therapist about like this room is real, you know? And it's a lot of like, you gotta suspend your disbelief a bit, because you kind of go like, okay, why would this therapist even go in here? Why'd they do that? Like, there's a lot of stuff that's like, all right, I don't know how this all tracks. So overall, like, here's my thing. I enjoyed seeing it, but I definitely do feel it's a bit, I guess, I can't say the movie was overhyped. I feel like people were just hyped to go see it. I will say that it just, what I can say is I had a good time with it. It's like a middle of the road kind of horror movie for me. I enjoyed my time, but it also did not make me like, I know there's more lore, and I've seen like the first video, and yeah, that's scary, but did not make me go, oh, I gotta watch more Backroom stuff. And I also was like, hey, if there's a Backrooms 2, I would see that, but I'll happily see that at home. I don't think I need to go to the theaters to see that, unless it's somebody like an actor I really like, which I did like Chiwetel, so you never know, right? But it did not make me go, wow, I need to see more. So I think it was like, just like it was a good time, but not as great as I was hoping. And I felt like they had a lot of the pieces there, but it didn't fully come together to be like a great horror movie. And I'm still calling it a good horror movie, so that's a good thing. And again, the stuff, the found footage, the third act, it delivers big time there. Like, I think you get your price mission. I think at times it does a good job of being like a haunted maze sort of movie. But then yeah, there is some of the character stuff that I think
it is a little wobbly. So now, people, there's a warning. Now, Kirkland, if you want to get into spoilers, you can say whatever's on your mind. So,
well, like the thing I was just so puzzled about is like when we try, like taking the effort to even explain what's going on. Like, I think you could do this movie without doing that. I think it's just
which part?
Like we bring it, it's almost like a Stranger Things thing, right? Where you have Mark Duplass's character who's like working for the government or something, and it's like, yeah, this is the most important thing in all of human history, and like we're trying to figure out what it is. Like I was so just, why are we even trying to explain this, man? Like just let it be some weird dimension thing, but don't explain anything of that. Like let
even
us
to like saying it's the most important thing. I was like, yeah, but if people don't go in there, it's not really affecting anything right now, right? Like maybe there needs to be, I need to see more because like as long as you just don't go through that wall, you're good.
So
you're not gonna worry about it.
So that's one thing that I just really didn't like. I didn't like that part of the movie, and like the YouTube series probably goes into that. So that's probably just my own issue I guess I have with that, and the YouTube might even do it better because it's more drawn out, it's over longer clips or whatnot, so that's one thing. But then Chiwetel Ejiofor's character, like what happens with him? Like he just becomes like the fucking prophet of the Backrooms here, like
he spends some time in there.
The giant creature thing just takes a version of him, and they explain that like it
makes copies but it doesn't remember them fully.
And like, why the certain people? Like, were those people around his life, Chiwetel Ejiofor? I don't think so.
I don't know about the little guy, but I think the woman was his wife.
Yeah, I thought so too, because she was a redhead.
Yes.
That scene when he like scalps her and puts the fucking wig on what's her face.
Yeah, not good.
That whole scene was just weird. Like, it just felt like let's just be weird for the sake of being weird. He's like, look, you can eat him, and then like just scoops him out, puts him on the plate. I thought they were actually gonna eat it, so I'm glad we didn't go that route as someone that doesn't like gross stuff. And just the idea, like the big monster thing, like literally was a copy of him as like his ridiculous captain thing. I just didn't really understand why it was specifically him, like as if like the Backrooms are wrapped around his specific being, or maybe it's just because like they entered them in his location and that's what happened there. I don't really know.
I think technically what it's supposed to be is the Backrooms is like, because then he's like, oh, it goes on forever. It does feel like when you enter a point, it almost is like, you know, I hate to say this, but like an upside down Stranger Things where it is copying everything that's around there. So I think he eventually just walked to where his house would have been and like his location in the Backrooms, and that's where like his wife is there and stuff's there. Again, I don't know about the small guy. I don't know who that was in his life, but
because the wife was like first seen when they're in like that Christmas tree room.
Yes, which that's a good scare when she just runs out and you know is doing that thing. Even
though
like it didn't get me, I was like, okay, sure, you know.
Man, there's like I went with my dad's buddy in Hidalgo, and fuck, they were jumping multiple times in this. I don't think a single jump scare got me. I don't want to sound like that guy, but like I just didn't get affected by it.
Same for me. Yeah.
I would have rather the big creature thing like not be just this like goofy looking version of himself. I don't like the story implications of what that could be. I would have just liked it to be this like dark ominous monster thing. You could still have kills, but regardless, I digress. So yeah, I didn't love the explanation of like the government people researching it. Didn't like the explanation of him doing that. On a positive note, my favorite scene of this entire movie is when Mary goes into the Backrooms for the first time. She's looking for Chiwetel Ejiofor, and she comes up to this fucking painted wall, and it's like, what the fuck is this? And then she turns around and just something moves around the corner, and you're like, holy fuck, okay, what is
Being
this?
too loud.
Like, we're gonna like we're gonna have to go look at this thing. And then she's like, whatever his character's name is, and she's like, yeah, you're being too loud. And then you just see him like slightly like peer around the corner. Man, I had goosebumps in that scene. Like I was so creeped out by that, and that's what hurts me so much is like that scene built up so much tension. Even if you don't ever see the creature, like you hear it moving, you hear it getting close, but and then like just the mysterious nature of like, hey, we saw Chiwetel Ejiofor get fucked up by a creature, so like he's clearly not his normal self here, but like that is him, or is that not him? Is someone just like portraying him? All of that mystery and intrigue, I think that should have been like so much more in the movie, like just that aspect to it, because that was truly frightening. Like I thought there was gonna be a lot more chasing scenes, not really at all, right? Like if anything, it would be at the end when Mary's running away.
Yeah,
and then
there's the found footage and the other found footage, but even though that doesn't last too long because they got dispatched pretty quickly, like the employer or employee that goes down there, which I do like that.
The other one that was like building suspense, right? Because it's from his perspective. Then you go around these corner things.
That was, and the crowd got like, they're like, oh, and I agree with them when he goes down and it's in that room and it's just nothing but clothes. You're like, oh fuck, man, that's not good.
There's like it reeks down here. It's like, oh no, what's up?
And there's a great scare too. Not a scare, but like just a moment where he's looking around. You can see the head of the paper puppet. I'm not sure if did you notice that at all? So in the clothes, there's a head sticking out of the clothes, but it's that same puppet. No, it didn't move.
Oh.
They just put it there as like to freak you out that if you saw it, you thought it was a person, but it was that paper mesh, whatever, the paper standee that
like the cutout thing.
Yeah, but a head of it was in the clothes. So if you saw it, you thought, oh fuck, someone's head's there, and it wasn't. It was just the standee. But that was good. And again, they never really show like what's going on there. So I liked the found footage aspect. I think they did a good job of in universe. So I think all the backroom stuff is well done, and getting good vibes and scares and stuff. So
100%. And like it looked so good. The sets when he's going through, and like when he's first getting kind of chased, when he goes down like that little tunnel, and then it's like kind of a dead end, and then all of a sudden you just hear things, and then like that little, like you said, the cutout just gets like thrown, loud stomping. And like you're not gonna fucking wait around to see what the hell that thing is, right? And that, like, I do remember seeing some stuff like that in the YouTube series, and that's where, like, man, if the whole movie was that, obviously that's, you don't get a movie out of that, but like if the whole movie was that, I think this could have been like a fucking 9 out of 10 for me personally, of just like a tension building, like, and when those moments were happening, like when it was actually getting to the backroom stuff, the whole crowd just like went quiet. Like even like the goofy high schoolers that were throwing popcorn at each other, like they were like locked in on like what the fuck is gonna happen here. And then it just goes out of that, and he's like doing therapy talk, and like people are just losing interest. I don't even blame them. Like it just wasn't interesting. So I'm just sitting there eating my popcorn, uninterested in this dialogue, and there's just goofy nonsense going on in the actual theater. So overall, it was just a lower experience, and I was really hyped for it too, right? Like obviously I thought it was going to be all the Backrooms things there. I definitely, like, a little bit of hyperbole on my reaction in the Discord, but I definitely wanted to just drop that to build some suspense leading up to our little review here, which was good. Got some good reactions out of it.
What would you give it a 10?
Ooh, something I really haven't thought of at all. Yeah, I think I would give it definitely lower than a 7, because I think a 7 is like pretty solid. So I think I'll go like a 6. I'll go like 6.25. Not 6.5, but not quite a 6, because like the backroom stuff is just really well done. The larger sets, it was cool to see. It was also cool to see of like, I get why they do the found footage when it's like fuzzy. You can hide a lot of like how it is actually working out, and I think that's what the YouTube, like, why he's able to do them on the YouTube. But it was cool to see like following actually Chutel's character, like crisp, like with like an actual camera, like it's third person basically, like you're seeing him move through the environment, and then we're just like in a stationary camera. That was pretty cool to see.
Even though the camera's still like something like old quality, where you'd be like, well, don't just use your phones now,
I know that, yeah.
They got 4K now,
Yeah,
you're good 100%. To go. So,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think I'm a 7 just for the more like on the filmmaking vibes of it as well, where I enjoy. I think they delivered, their performances are there. So, and I like some of the concepts. I'm not saying I would never watch it again. I might, but it definitely didn't stick out as like, oh, this is gonna be one of my favorites near the end of the year, like a Hokum or Obsession, right? It was just like, okay. And it is a horror film, but it is more of a thriller. I think it has some really good moments in the movie, though, very memorable moments. So I'm excited to see what he does further. Like I said, with Backrooms 2, I think that's when I can wait down the line. And I also just I think I'm with you where when it's like, oh, the most important thing of our time, the lore stuff, that was, I guess, where maybe it's a reverse for people that follows the YouTube series. Anytime they're getting into the lore stuff, it wasn't interesting me that much. And we talk about After 9, same thing, like with liminal spacing. That's not something that's like, I'm not like, oh, you shouldn't be interested, but it's not like something that's like my fancy, right? Where I get why people find the Backrooms, that idea scary, but I'm like,
oh fuck, that's something that really messes with me, right? Where that's where the obsession thing I love, because like it has the angle of the dating and flirting and all that type of stuff, and people in relationships and that type of stuff. Like, okay, that's angles that I can get into more. I think it's also comes down to what you like. I'm a character guy and then a story guy. I'm not saying the movie is non-existent of that, but I don't think that's its strengths. I think its strengths are the stuff at the back room they're trying to mix it, and I get it too. It's his concept for the most part, and like I think the idea is he wants to do more, so you can't just get the full willy-nilly away with everything of like get people in there, do this, get like cops or other organizations. It does have to act as like a origin to people that have never seen anything, right? So I think it does that. It's just a question of do people want more of it? We'll have to see, because I think the second weekend will still be good, but I don't know. I do think it's much more divisive. I don't think people will be recommending this one as hard, but there you go, Kirkland. We've done it. Almost a 3-hour episode. We covered a lot. We had a lot to say and go over. We've, talked Backrooms. Yeah, Papa Tui, of course. We've got to the end of Euphoria officially. I'm excited to read these articles. Euphoria's done. It's over. We did it. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. So this week we got some fun side quests going on. Me and Kirkland will be back with Dylan tomorrow for 007. So we'll be doing that. And then whoever's joining me and Dylan, or it's just Dylan and I on Tuesday, we're doing a state of play for Sony. Thursday or / Friday, we got the scary movie review. And then Summer Games Fest, same thing. Whoever wants to join Dylan and me, we're doing that. And then Travis Told You we'll be back. I'll be dropping Travis Told You interview of Vampire Season 2 retrospective. And then another Travis Told You, just a random news one. And yeah, so lots of episodes coming from us. And I promise you, it will not be boring.